best season ever against the Texas Rangers. In each of the Rangers' first 4 years down in Arlington, the Yankees have won 8 and lost 4. This year, the Yankees lead the series 8 games to 3. The Yankees will send out Ken Holtzman. Holtzman is now 5-4 as a Yankee, and he was 5-4 when he came over from the Orioles, so he's overall 10 wins, 4 and 8 losses. And he'll be going against left-hander Jim Umbarger. And Frank Messer, the Yankees, still playing winning baseball. Of course, last night a cliffhanger. And Graig Nettles snatching, I guess, defeat out of the jaws, snatching victory out of the jaws of defeat.
That's right. Graig first ball hitting in the bottom half of the ninth, put one on the right field seat. As Oscar gambled earlier at homer to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead, the Rangers tied it up. And, you know, you want to see the Yankees win, but you have to feel a little bit for the kid Tommy Fox, who pitched a fine ball game for the Texas Rangers last night. And you have to wonder what emotions he felt. Behind 1-0, then his club tied it up for him in the top half of the ninth, and his first pitch in the bottom half of the ninth lost him the ball game.
I'll tell you what emotions. He felt he took that baseball glove and threw it straight up in the air. But, you know, as you say, he should not be ashamed of the ball game he pitched. If the Rangers had gotten him any runs at all, he might have won that ball game 3-2 instead of losing it 2-1.
Well, I'd have to say the Rangers in that kid have a pretty good looking prospect for him.
You know, we looked at him early and we said, I don't know if this kid can continue to throw that ball this hard for 9 innings. But I think in the 9th inning he was throwing just as hard as he was throwing earlier in the ball game.
His mistake in the 9th inning was getting that fastball over the plate. He was quoted as saying he was trying to pitch Nettles away because he knew that Nettles was a first ball hitter. He was trying to keep it away from him. After the ball game, Frank Lucchese, when he came back to the dugout, shook his hand and congratulated him, though, on pitching a fine ball game.
And like I say, there's no way he could be ashamed of the way he pitched. Of course, you don't like to lose, and of course, Boggs, being the competitor that he is, did not like to lose. And the one good that we had the ball game on television, and I'm sure that a lot of Tommy Boggs buddies up there in Poughkeepsie, New York, got a chance to see the youngster pitch, and they got to be proud of him.
Yes, and he's going to win his share of ball games if nothing happens to him. Right now, let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games, your official Yankee baseball station, the all-new 3WD, WWWD, Schenectady.
This program is authorized by the New York Yankee Baseball Club under rights purchased by Manchester Broadcasting Productions Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of this game without the express written consent of the Yankees and Manchester Broadcasting is prohibited. New York Yankee Baseball is a production of Manchester Broadcasting Productions Incorporated, which has contracted for and has exclusive rights to the broadcasting of these games, including selection of the announcers with the approval of the Yankees and this station. We mentioned the Yankees last night beating the Rangers by a score 2-1, and Baltimore also won. They beat the Minnesota Twins 10-3. And tonight, Baltimore is once again up in Minnesota to play the Minnesota Twins. So the Yankees remain 9.5 games on top of Baltimore in the East. 14.5 over Cleveland, 15 over the Tigers, 16 over the 5th place Boston Red Sox, and 18.5 games over the last place Milwaukee Brewers. Kansas City has an 8-game lead over Oakland in the American League West. Looking at the National League, the Phillies with a 12.5-game lead over Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati 11 over the Dodgers. So it looks like the races in the National League are just about settled. It should be Philadelphia against Cincinnati. Of course, the American League and National League will get together in the World Series. Well, the umpires are coming out, and we'll give you the lineups, first of all, for the Texas Rangers. Frank Lucchese, their manager, making a change or two. Center fielder now will be Gene Clines. He normally plays left field. He always leads off. This time, instead of being in left, he'll be in center. The shortstop will be Toby Harrah. He batted there last night. Mike Hargrove at first base will bat third. Jeff Burroughs out in right field will bat in the cleanup spot. Jim Fregosi will be the designated hitter. He'll bat fifth. Tom Grieve, usually the designated hitter, will play left field, and he'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing second base is Lenny Randle. The third baseman will be Danny Thompson. He'll bat eighth. And the catching for the Texas Rangers, Jim Sundberg, and he'll bat ninth. And on the mound, a tall left-hander, Jim Umbarger. The Yankees will have Mickey Rivers leading off and playing center field. Roy White out in left field will bat second. Thurman Munson will be the DH, and he'll he'll bat third. Lou Piniella in right field will bat fourth. Chris Chambliss will play first base. He'll hit fifth. The third baseman will be Graig Nettles, last night's hero. He'll bat sixth. Fran Healy will do the catching, and he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing second base for the Yankees, Willie Randolph. And batting ninth, the guy who has his batting average up now to about 277, Fred Stanley. And pitching for the Yankees, with 5 wins and 4 losses as a Yankee, left-hander Ken Holtzman. I'd like to remind you that the Yankees are off tomorrow, but they'll be up in Syracuse. And they'll play a 4 o'clock exhibition game against the Chiefs. And tonight, the Chiefs are playing, I understand, Frank Messer in the International League All-Star game at Memphis. And there are quite a few potential future Yankees on that All-Star squad from Syracuse.
Yes, Bill. Mickey Klutz, I know, made the All-Star team. The shortstop, the Yankees called up very, very briefly. Pitcher Bo Polinsky and Terry Whitfield. And Bobby Cox, I believe, is managing the All-Stars this year. And his coach, Floyd Boyer, is also with him down there in Memphis.
Pretty good representation.
It is very good.
So the Yankees will be in Syracuse tomorrow at 4 o'clock to play the Syracuse Chiefs. By the way, you fans who are holding coupons for the 11th Jacket Day may redeem them at the advanced ticket window here at the stadium beginning September 1st. Now, don't mail them in. Bring them in. For all you fans who were given coupons on the 11th of July for Jacket Day, you did not get your jacket. You can bring those coupons here to the advanced ticket window beginning the 1st of September. Those windows are open from 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday. I know you've been waiting for that announcement, and you finally got it. Way to pick up your jackets. Well, the Yankees have taken the field, and now Bob Shepard asking everybody to stand for the playing and the singing of the national anthem.
Hairstyling Barbershop, where the latest techniques in hair care is used. Hair is more than from Redken Laboratories. He understands hair, and you can take your hair problems to him. No appointment necessary. Just stop in at 1817 Curry Road in Rotterdam. Open Tuesday through Friday from 8:30 till 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 till 1. Edgewood Hairstyling Barbershop does men and boys hair cutting and women's hair cutting as well. They specialize in razor cutting and the latest hairstyling to suit the individual. They'll make you look your best, and they carry a complete line of RK products known for quality. Come in and talk to the proprietor, Pete Madelone, at Edgewood Hairstyling Barbershop, 1817 Curry Road, Rotterdam, where their slogan is, bring your hair problems to us.
Well, Kenny Holtzman doesn't waste any time getting ready, and here's a fellow who doesn't waste any time getting around, my good buddy Frank Messer.
Okay, Bill White, thank you very much. And Gene Clines will lead things off for the Texas Rangers. Right-hand hitter, batting .250, 8 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, 32 runs batted in. And here's the first pitch of the game. High fastball. Ball one, and this game is underway. Plate umpire tonight, Don Denkinger. Larry Barnett at first. Dale Ford at second. Monty Springstead at third. There's a line drive down toward the right field corner. Drops in for the base hit. Piniella has to chase it into the corner. The ball gets 5. Clines will go for 3. Piniella's throw into Randolph. Relay to third. Not in time. Gene Clines is in standing up at third base. Now, Bill, that ball down in right field sliced into the corner. Got out of our line of view. Piniella was also out of range. Piniella then had to chase the ball around the wall.
And once you overrun that ball down that corner, not only the right field corner, but the left field corner, the slide around that wall, it's almost a pure triple. You can't cut it off.
So a 3-base hit for Clines leading off, his second triple of the year, and Toby Harrah steps in, and the Rangers with an early threat. Harrah, right-hand batter, 0 for 3 in the series. He is hitting .262. He has power, 10 home runs. Fastball is high, ball 1. Harrah's driven in 50 runs this year. He's made some outstanding plays at shortstop in the ball game last night. 1-0 deal. High again, ball 2. Ken Holtzman is making his 26th start. He has 12 complete games, 3 shutouts. An earned run average of 3.6. Left-hander fires high again, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Harrah. Now Harrah steps out to look down at his third base coach, Jackie Moore. Dick Gernert coaches at first base for the Texas Rangers. The windup and the 3-0 pitch. Fastball is lined out toward right field. It's going to drop in front of Piniella for the base hit. Here comes the throw home, and it is not in time to get Clines. Clines held up. Piniella gave him a pretty good fake out there in right field, as if he was going to catch the ball. He had to play it on the first bounce. But Clines did get home ahead of the throw. And the Rangers jump off to an early 1-0 lead. Here's their first baseman, Mike Hargrove. Hargrove is the only left-hand hitter in the batting order tonight. He's hitting .296, the Rangers' leading hitter for average. 23 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs, 49 runs batted in. He's gone 4 for 6 in this series. Chambliss will hold on Harrah at first base. Infield a double play depth, and the pitch is foul back on the left side. A leadoff triple by Gene Clines and a single by Toby Harrah on a 3-ball no-strike count. The Rangers have a run. Fran Healy gives the sign. Holtzman kicks and delivers down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees have Roy White well over toward the left field corner. Center fielder Mickey Rivers shades toward left. And Lou Piniella in right gives up the right field corner. They do not figure Hargrove to pull down the line. 1-1 pitch. Curveball is bounced just outside of first, foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hargrove. Jeff Burroughs is on deck. Holtzman working off the third base side of the pitching rubber. Plants the left foot. Now he picks up the sign from Healy. Checks the runner at first base. And the pitch. Curve blowing outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bill White mentioned to you the Yankees play in Syracuse tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Back here for the weekend against the California Angels, brought in by Norm Sherry. Holtzman with a 2-2 pitch. Nope, throw to first base instead. No play. Hargrove has stepped out. Time is called by the plate umpire Denkinger. Now the left-hand hitter is back in. The set by Ken Holtzman. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is lined foul. Well back in the crowd on the right side. Bill White, as if Kenny Holtzman is having a little trouble
and into a left-hander with not much on it, you're going to get hurt. Hargrove really had a good cut at that high fastball.
2-2 pitch. High. Fastball. Upstairs, 3-2. So Frank Lucchese has the option now of running Harrah from first base. Hargrove has struck out 46 times this year. Not really a whole lot, so we'll see if Harrah goes. Holtzman tries to find out with a throw to first. No play. Kenny taking his time. Has the side now, and the 3-2 pitch will be coming. The runner goes, and it's line to left. Base hit. Harrah around second on his way to third. The ball gets through. White has to run it down near the wall. Harrah on his way to the plate, and there'll be no throw home. The Rangers lead 2-0. A double to left center field for Hargrove. The ball did not get to the wall. Roy White ran it down before it rolled to the wall. But nonetheless, a double, a run batted in, and that is the 24th two-base hit this year for Hargrove, and the Yankee bullpen gets up in a hurry.
And it's Dick Dedrow getting loose on the Yankee bullpen.
So a triple, a single, and a double. 2 runs for the Rangers. The batter is Jeff Burroughs. The right fielder, a right-hand batter, hitting .233. Good power man, 13 home runs, 74 RBIs. Holtzman's pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Jim Fregosi is on deck. Yankees play, Burroughs to pull, infield and outfield. 1-0 deal, low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. To look back at second. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball is over, 2-1. Back at second for Hargrove. The pitch to Burroughs. Strike 2 call. Pitch came in runner high, 2-2. To look back over the left shoulder and the pitch. Foul back toward the upper deck on the first base side. Hits off the facing of the upper deck and bounces back downstairs. Fran Healy say in the on-deck circle, for those of you who heard it, changes speeds off the fastball. Now the set. 2-2 pitch. Change up is swung on and missed, strike 3. Holtzman took a lot off the pitch and strikes out Jeff Burroughs. So there's 1 away, and the batter will be Jim Fregosi. Fregosi has not been used too much this year. He is batting .237. 5 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 10 runs batted in. This is his first appearance in the series. So he's batting with 1 out and Hargrove at second. The first pitch, fast and low for a ball. The outfield spreads out for Fregosi. The infield shades him slightly toward the third base side. Holtzman to the belt. Checks the runner Hargrove. The pitch to Fregosi is fouled in the upper deck, first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holtzman glances back at second. Big lead there by Hargrove, and the 1-1 pitch. Curve is hit on the left side. Nettles comes up with it, spins, throws to first base in time as Hargrove holds at second. Fregosi is thrown out by Graig Nettles. Quick move to his left by Nettles that time. Well, there are 2 down, a runner at second. The batter will be Tom Grieve, the left fielder. Grieve is 0 for 4 in the series. He's batting .242. He has some power. 12 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Slightly closed stance in the right-hand batter's box. And now Healy requests time and goes to the mound. California Angels come in this weekend. Friday night, a Saturday night game, and Sunday afternoon, which will be Bat Day. The bat given to all fans 14 and under as a gift from the Yankees. Now we're set. Holtzman to Grieve. And the pitch is lined to left. That's going to be a base hit. Hargrove around third will score. Mickey Rivers' throw comes in to second base. And the Rangers lead 3-0. Line drive to left center field by Tommy Grieve. Gives him his 54th run batted in. Here's Lenny Randle, the second baseman, a switch hitter. He'll be batting right against Holtzman. Randle is hitting .224. He's a much better hitter right-handed than left. The pitch is outside, and Fran Healy had to move out for it. 1 ball and no strikes. Top half of the first inning here at Yankee Stadium, and the Rangers have built up a 3-0 lead. Ball 2 comes in wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Nettles plays at the edge of the infield grass. Randle has fine speed. 2-0 delivery. Strike call. 2-1. The on-deck hitter is Danny Thompson. 2-1 to Randle. Hit in the air down toward the right field corner, slicing foul and out of play. Bill, I told you the Yankees have a 9.5 game lead over Baltimore. The Texas Rangers have just fallen completely off the pace in the West. They trail Kansas City by 16.5. 2-2 pitch is bounced foul at the plate. So the count holds 2-2 on Lenny Randle. Tom Grieve at first base, and there are 2 down. Holtzman to the belt. Turns it loose. Fastball is bounced slowly towards second base. Randolph charges, fields, throws in time to retire the side. But the Rangers pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave a man. At the end of 1/2 inning, it's the Rangers 3 and the Yankees coming to bat.
Fresh and crisp, consistently great tasting every single time because Schaefer's brewed twice the old world way. Kreuzening, we call it. Since 1842, Kreuzening, the extra step of brewing twice, has kept Schaefer consistently fresh and crisp, consistently great tasting beer after Schaefer beer.
California Angels will be here starting Friday night, and you know who'll have a ball Friday night, Frank? It's Figueroa. Figueroa's won 15 and lost 6, and he's pitched himself into a candidacy for the Cy Young Award.
Well, I'd certainly like to see Figueroa receive consideration because he has certainly earned it, at least through this part of the season.
And Figueroa Friday night, game time 8 o'clock, will go against Don Kirkwood. Then on Saturday, the Yankees will probably use Doc Ellis, and he'll go against Gary Ross. Then on Sunday, Catfish Hunter against Frank Tanana, and that should be some pitching matchup with Tanana and Hunter Sunday.
Got a good pitching matchup for Bat Day.
I don't think too many bats might not be used Bat Day by the players on the field at least. With that Tanana throwing strikeouts, and Hunter's got his good stuff. Be a lot of zeros up on the board.
We go to the bottom half of the first. In this ball game, Mickey Rivers the leadoff. Quick is batting .298. 26 doubles, 5 triples, 8 home runs, 56 runs batted in. He is 1 for 8 in the series. Mickey Rivers has scored 78 runs this year. First pitch to him comes in high, ball 1. Rivers leads the American League in runs scored with 78. Roy White, Amos Otis of Kansas City, and Billy North of Oakland are second with 77. 1 Drops a bunt, takes a strike. 1-1. Rivers has 144 base hits, third in the league. There's a base hit, line to left. Sweet little swing, just went with the pitch and spanked it out into left field. So Rivers is on with a leadoff single. Roy White will step in as a right-hand batter against left-hander Jim Umbarger. Roy is hitting .270. Was red hot in the Minnesota series. He has cooled off so far in this series, 0 for 8. 23 doubles, 2 triples, 10 home runs, 46 RBI. Rivers takes his lead at first. Umbarger's pitch to White. Strike call, runner high. But Umbarger was about 6'6", Bill, and he gives you that great big leg kick.
Got pretty good stuff, too.
He's a game under 500, 8 and 9, but he has a earned run average under 3. He brings it. Fastball is fouled in the upper deck right side. Umbarger is making his 23rd start of the year. He has 8 complete games, 2 shutouts, 43 walks, 82 strikeouts, and 149 innings.
It's only his 3rd year of professional baseball.
He comes set. Looks at Rivers, deals White high. A ball and 2 strikes.
Spent 1 year in the minors, Frank, in 1974 at Pittsfield, Maine. He was 7-4. The Rangers called him up last year, and he stayed all year with them. Won 8 and lost 7.
His 1-2 pitch. Broken back grounder left side. Harrah fields it, throws to second in time to get Rivers. Mickey Rivers is forced at second. Toby Harrah fielded the ball, had to get around his third baseman Danny Thompson to make the throw to Randle at second. No chance for a play back to first. So White is on a force out. And the batter will be Thurman Munson. Munson is the designated hitter tonight, batting .311. Thurman is third in the league in runs batted in behind teammate Chris Chambliss and John Mayberry of Kansas City. Munson has 75, Chambliss 80, Mayberry 78. Thurman also has hit 13 home runs this year, has 21 doubles and a triple to his credit. Lou Piniella is on deck. First pitch to Munson. On the inside corner, strike 1. Umbarger looks down to Sundberg. Harrah and Randle at double play depth. Third baseman Thompson is deep, and now Umbarger straddles the rubber. The lefty looks, now moves. The kick, 1 strike pitch, and on the ground, third base foul ball, and another broken bat.
Well, the players say when that happens, Frank, they say he got in your kitchen. Munson got jammed with a good, evidently a slider. The ball really came in on him. Looks like the Rangers are trying to pitch Thurman inside. Of course, Thurman likes the ball out over the plate because he likes to go to the opposite field. But he can, if he looks for a ball in there, he can hit it out of here.
All right, he gets a new bat and will step in with a no-ball, 2-strike count. Umbarger kicks his left foot against the pitching rubber. Now picks up Sundberg's sign. And the 0-2 pitch, high and tight. Ball and 2 strikes. The right-hand hitter up there, you'd think that Randle would be able to pick up that sign, the second baseman, but Harrah, who is leaning over to get the sign as well as the pitcher, and relays the information to Randle. 1-2 pitch, fouled, out of play. Back in the upper deck.
Well, the one guy's assigned to, both of them can see, I think it's Harrah's job to tell Randle whether or not Harrah is going to cover second base or Randle covers second. One guy has that assignment. Normally it is the shortstop.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. bottom half of the first. Hargrove continues to hold on White at first base. And Piniella fouls one back in the upper deck. A lot of foul balls going back upstairs early in this game. One ball and one strike. Chris Chambliss is on deck. Umbarger looking long and hard at Sundberg. Glances at White. Roy goes. The pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second base. The slide. He's safe. Stolen base for Roy White. Count on Piniella goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes as he took that pitch for a strike. Roy White with his 23rd stolen base. Fans applaud the replay. Actually, not a replay of the stolen base, but a cartoon on the replay board. White takes his lead at second. 1-2 pitch to Piniella. Hit on the ground. Left side and knocked down by the third baseman Thompson. He gets up and throws and gets him at first. Fine play by Danny Thompson diving to his left. Got the ball, scrambled to his feet, and threw to first base in time to get Piniella. So for the Yankees, no runs, a base hit, the man left. At the end of 1, it's Texas 3 and New York nothing. Thompson is hitting .231. The windup by the left-hander Holtzman, and a breaking ball is fouled out of play on the first base side. Off the hands of a spectator in the upper deck and back downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holtzman rocks back. The kick and the pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Danny Thompson came to the Rangers along with Bert Blyleven in a trade earlier this year. 2-1 pitch comes high to him. Ball 3. Holtzman took something off the breaking ball. Nobody out here in the top half of inning number 2. The windup, 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 outside, and we'll pause 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions radio network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Jim Sundberg steps in. Holtzman upset at the ball 4 call by plate umpire Denkinger. Comes on the outside corner for a strike to Sundberg. Sundberg is 1 for 6 in the series, batting .217. 1 home run, 25 RBIs. When he does hit the ball, a line drive type hitter. 0-1 pitch is away from him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gene Clines, the leadoff batter, is on deck. Pitch, runner goes, cut on and fouled at the plate. Early had Thompson breaking, and Sundberg fouled it off. Rangers got 3 runs in the first. A triple by Clines, a single by Harrah, a double by Hargrove, and a single by Grieve. The set by Holtzman, the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and bounced to third base. Nettles gets it near the bag. No play at second. He throws to first in time, and a nice stretch by Chambliss. Sundberg is out. Danny Thompson goes to second. 1 away, and here is Clines. Clines' triple, leading off the ball game, was his second 3-base hit of the year. He is now hitting .252. Holtzman checks Thompson. upstage last night in Detroit. 1-0 pitch here. Strike call, curveball. You know that kid that always catches him, Bruce Kim? Kim hit his first major league home run. They tell me that he danced around the bases, jumped up and down, clapped his hands in the kick.
Did he get knocked down next time up?
No, I don't think so. Goodrich won the ball game, and his teammate, Bruce Kim, was in the spotlight. 1-1 delivery. Hit on the ground, left side, through, base hit. The runner, Thompson, had broken back towards second, so he'll stop at third now as Roy White's throw comes in. And that is base hit number 5 for the Rangers.
And once again, the Yankee bullpen is going to get busy. Bob Lemon on the phone out there, and it looks like Dick Tidrow is going to run in and get his glove again and start loosening up. Second time Tidrow's been up.
I'll tell you why Bruce Kim didn't get knocked down by Frank Tanana after dancing around the bases. He hit the home run his last time at bat.
Oh, well, Tanana owes him one. And those pitchers don't forget.
First pitch here to the right-hand hitting Harrah is outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson danced around the bases. What was that, in Minnesota?
Pitch is hit off the end of the bat, bounced to first base, throw home, and he's safe at the plate. Chambliss came home to Healy. Thompson scores with a good hard slide at home plate. On the play, Clines went to second, and Harrah has his second run batted into the ballgame. The Rangers now lead by a score of 4-0.
Where's that? Jackson clapped his way around the bases, jumped up and down on each base, and the next time up they knocked him down, then he almost got into a fight with the pitcher.
That was against the White Sox.
White Sox, that's right. Kenny Brett knocked him down.
Well, I think he hit the home run off Brett, and then it was Clay Carroll, I believe, who knocked him down. Carroll had come on in relief, as I recall the story.
Aye. Well, Carroll, National Leaguer, they'll throw about something to your chin over there.
All right, the Rangers here lead by a score of 4-0. They have runners at first and second, 1 out. And the batter is Mike Hargrove, who doubled to left center field to drive in a run in the first inning. Hargrove later scored on a base hit by Grieve. Holtzman's breaking ball is over for a strike. Hargrove makes Holtzman wait. Now the check of the runner at second. And the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball down low, 1-1. The Royals edged the Indians last night 4-3 as George Brett stole home with the winning run in the 10th inning. 1-1 strike pitch. Breaking ball is fouled straight back behind the plate. 1-2. Tigers won that ball game. Goodrich got the win. Kim got the home run, and the big winners, Tigers themselves, they had over 51,000.
That Goodrich gets him out there. They've been averaging 44,000 fans every time he's pitched in Detroit. He's pitched to over 500,000 fans there himself.
Yes, that's very true. 1-2 pitch will be coming down to Hargrove. Here it is. Breaking ball. Check swing liner down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Foul ball just outside the line. First base umpire Larry Barnett running hard down the line to watch the ball hit. Foul by just an inch or two.
Well, it's hard getting these new signs or signals the umpires use. On the foul ball, I guess they give sort of a touchdown sign. It used to be they'd go out and right away wave it foul or fair. But now they really don't do anything on the foul ball except throw both hands up in the air.
And the count holds at a ball and 2 strikes on Hargrove. Waiting for him to get back in. Now the 1-2 pitch will be coming. Holtzman releases. Breaking ball is lined past Chambliss, base hit. Line being waved home from third base. Piniella comes up, fires back to the infield, and the Rangers now lead
Service Incorporated at 1951 Hamburg Street in the town of Rotterdam. Drive in and talk to Don Anderson. He'd like to tell you about Yankee silicone brake fluid. It's better than ordinary brake fluid because it doesn't absorb moisture and therefore inhibits corrosion. Silicone brake fluid has a boiling point higher than 900 degrees, so it can withstand the heat buildup caused by downgrades and towing. Yankee silicone brake fluid is sold exclusively by Don Anderson's Carmen Service. Of course, he has a full crew of experienced mechanics to handle all kinds of auto repairs, from minor to major jobs. And he's got a lot of stuff in stock, so he won't hang you up waiting for parts in most cases. So call Don Anderson at 374-6708 and check about an appointment. It only means he's busy. It doesn't mean he won't do a good job on your car. At Carmen Service Incorporated.
Dick Tidrow comes on. I mentioned Baltimore playing in Minnesota. We have no score there yet. Boston's playing out in Chicago. We have one score for you in the American League. The California Angels will be here Friday night to face Ed Figueroa. They lead Detroit 1-0 at the end of one. Nolan Ryan pitching for the Angels. He's 9-15. And for the Tigers, Vern Rule, he's 7-9. California won, the Tigers nothing at the end of one. Cleveland's playing at Kansas City, and Oakland is playing out in Milwaukee. In the National League, the Mets playing out on the coast. They're playing the Dodgers. That ball game hasn't gotten underway yet. Here's the National League final. The Pittsburgh Pirates 12. The San Francisco Giants 1. That game was called after 6.5 innings because of rain. Rooker won it. And Montefusco, the count, lost it. So Pittsburgh 12. The San Francisco Giants 1. Montreal and Philadelphia, no score at the end of 2. Cincinnati leads Atlanta 1-0 after 1.5. And the other ball game, San Diego playing at St. Louis. Jones against Carmen Falcone. Well, Tidrow's finally reached the mound, and Frank, sitting around the press room, good to see a lot of former major leaguers around, pitchers. We saw Dallas Green, who is now the farm director for the Philadelphia Phillies, and also Bill Hands, who used to pitch for the Rangers and a couple other ball clubs, including the San Francisco Giants. Bill from Auburn, Parsippany, New Jersey. Looks like he can still pitch.
This is his first year of retirement, isn't it?
I don't know. Might be. He's in pretty good shape. Looks like he can still pitch, as I mentioned earlier.
Also saw Clyde King. He's scouting for the Atlanta Braves. Of course, the Braves and the Cincinnati Reds going to be living with the Yankees for the rest of the year. Yankees for World Series matchup.
That's right. Ray Scarborough here. He's a scout. Is he a scout for Baltimore?
No, he scouts now for the California Angels.
Of course, Billy Herman here.
Right. Saw a lot of scouts out in Minnesota. Grady Hatton was out there.
I guess it's the time of the year. They want to see just how these players play because with the free agents and also with trades, interleague trades and interleague trades, they want to know what to do. A lot of guys don't know who they'll have when the season starts next year. With this expansion, they can only protect 15. And I believe if one guy's picked, you can protect 3 more. So really, these teams don't know who'll be on their rosters next year. So they're sort of looking around to pick up some spares.
I believe Dallas Green told me he was going to follow the Yankees the rest of this homestand and also the West Coast trip. Talking about Bill Hands, he was on the roster for the Rangers at the start of this season. So this is his first year out of baseball.
Yeah, pretty good slider, that Hands.
I always thought that was a great name for a pitcher. I thought having Bill Hands and Raleigh Fingers on your pitching staff. All right, Tidrow has completed his warm-up throws, and Jeff Burroughs steps in. Burroughs struck out his first time up. Runners first and third, 1 out. And the slider is over for a called strike. Holtzman went 1 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 1. 2 base runners are his responsibility. The Rangers lead 5-0. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 call. Both pitches have been right down around Burroughs' knees. Burroughs steps out, looks down at Jackie Moore, the third base coach. Would think there's too much more could tell him with a no-ball, two-strike count. The runners lead away from first and third, and the pitch. Fouled out of play on the first base side. Pedro came in on his hands.
Most teams going to the Central Scouting Bureau. A lot of scouts were out of work. A lot of scouts changed jobs. You have to ask them anymore who they're with. Lob throw to first base. Hargrove steps back. Harrah is at third. 1 out, 5 runs in the Ranger bank. Pedro stretches. To the belt, the kick and the pitch. High. 1-2. Down in Minnesota. He's scouting for the Houston Astros. 1-2 pitch coming. Popped him up. Foul territory. First base side. Chambliss down under it and makes a one-hand grab. But Pedro again got Burroughs right in on his hands. And Burroughs popped it up foul. 2 away. That brings up Jim Fregosi. He grounded out to Graig Nettles in the first inning. Dick Pedro is making his 33rd appearance. His 31st in relief. He has 2 starts, 4 wins, 2 losses, and 4 saves. First pitch to Fregosi. Slider gets the outside corner. Pedro pitches to an earned run average of 3.05. Right-hander stretches. Comes to the belt. Big kick and the pitch. Blown away. Ball moving down and away from Fregosi. 1-1. Pitch coming. Check swing. Strike 2. 1 and 2 strikes. Talked about Mark Fidrich and the Detroit Tigers, Bill White. They'll be in for series the 11th, 12th, and 13th of September. 1-2 delivery. Chopped foul. And a nice play by the third base coach, Jackie Moore. Moore grabbed that ball. Didn't even take a look at it. Flipped it right over to Graig Nettles. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 gone. And the pitch. Get on the ground at third. Nettles is up with it. Goes to Randolph at second for the force on Hargrove to retire the side. The Rangers pick up 2 runs on 2 base hits. And there were 2 men left on. In the middle of the second, the score, Texas 5, the Yankees nothing.
Yes, it's the time to say yes. At John Chrysler Plymouth Dealers.
Now's the time to say yes to America's roomiest compact wagon, Volare Wagon. You see, right now is the end of the model year, so you can get a clearance deal on a Volare Wagon. The car Motor Trend magazine shows as its car of the year.
Yes, yes, it's the time to say yes. At your Chrysler Plymouth Dealers.
And when you get a clearance deal on a Volare Wagon, you're really getting something. You're getting a small wagon that has a comfortable ride like a big wagon. You're also getting lots of interior room and cargo space, all for a year-end deal. Stop in for a year-end deal on Volare Wagon today.
Yes, yes, it's the time to say yes. At your Chrysler Plymouth Dealers.
Get your year-end clearance deal at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Yes.
Bottom half of the second inning, Chris Chambliss will lead off for the Yankees. Then Graig Nettles and Fran Healy. Against left-hander Jim Umbarger, who now sits on a 5-0 lead. Chambliss is hitting .297, 15 home runs, 80 runs batted in. Chambliss leads the American League in RBIs.
to Sundberg. As the sign, the 0-1 pitch. Overhand curve is swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch. Fastball hit his bat and fouls off. Chambliss was trying to move back out of the way. Couldn't get the bat back. Fouled it off on the third base side. 0-2 on Chambliss. Umbarger rocks and fires a low fastball, 1-2. How many caps Umbarger wears out during the course of a year? He pitches himself out from under that cap nearly every pitch. There's a swing, the ground ball to third. Slowly hit, charged by Thompson. Throw to first, not in time. Chambliss beats it out for a base hit. Slow roller to third. Danny Thompson charged in, made a quick throw to first, but Chambliss beat it out. Chris has his 6th hit of the series in 9 times at bat. Chambliss has now hit in 11 of his last 12 ball games. Here's last night's hero, Graig Nettles. Nettles' 19th home run of the year, won last night's ball game 2-1. He hit the first pitch in the bottom half of the 9th inning into the right field seats. Nettles is hitting .244, 64 RBIs, and the pitch. He takes a strike, breaking ball. Nettles also has 19 doubles, 1 triple to go with the 19 home runs. They're not holding Chambliss on, and Nettles swings and hits a fly ball into left center field. Moving toward the center fielder, Clines. He is there and he makes the catch. Nettles is retired 1 away. Runner will be Fran Healy. Healy is hitting .248 overall. As a Yankee, Healy is batting .281. Fran said in the pregame show, and the right-hander is pitching for the opposition. He knows he's not going to be playing. He comes out early, tries to get a little extra hitting practice, and gets his running. He takes a breaking ball, strike 1. Healy has 2 extra base hits on the year, both doubles. Willie Randolph is on deck. Chambliss takes his lead at first, draws a look, and the pitch. Curveball hits his bat and fouls back. No balls, 2 strikes. There again, Healy checked the swing, but did not get the bat out of the way. Lead 5-0 here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Hargrove continues to play behind Chambliss. Umbarger turns it loose and it is fouled back in the upper deck by Healy on the first base side. Dick Hauser at third and Elston Howard at first on the coaching lines for the Yankees. Umbarger takes the side, drops the hands, and the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Fastball. Healy swings and misses. That is Umbarger's 2nd strikeout. The hand is for Willie Randolph. Willie Randolph still a leading candidate for Rookie of the Year honors. Right-hand batter hitting .261. The kick and the pitch to him. Down low, ball 1. Again, Umbarger loses his cap. Runner goes. Pitch is taken high and tight. Throw to second base. Chambliss steals the bag. He's safe. time. Harrah comes up with it. Throws on to first base in time, and the side is retired. For the Yankees, no runs, 1 hit. The man is left at the end of 2. The Rangers 5 and the Yankees nothing.
Love deodorant sprays that seem to miss their mark. Want something powerful you can put on in the dark? Shift to the English leather stick. The stick shift is on. English leather's got the stick that'll always protect you. With the English leather set, they'll never forget you. Shift to the English leather stick. The stick shift is on. There are 3 good reasons to shift from an expensive deodorant spray to English leather deodorant stick. 1, English leather goes right where you want it, so there's no waste. 2, it's concentrated to give powerful protection. But the best reason of all is right under your nose. The famous fresh, clean scent of English leather. English leather's got the stick that'll always protect you. With the English leather scent, they'll never forget you. Shift to the English leather stick. The stick shift is on. Look for the English leather deodorant stick at your favorite toiletries counter.
Well, California leading Detroit 1-0. At the end of 1, Cleveland nothing, Kansas City nothing after 1.5. The Oakland A's did not score. The Brewers batting in the bottom of the first out in Milwaukee. Boston at Chicago, and Baltimore at Minnesota. We don't have scores yet on those 2 ball games. That's playing out in Dodgertown. Pittsburgh beat the Giants 12-1 this afternoon. Montreal, Philadelphia, no score after 2. Cincinnati won Atlanta nothing after 2. And the Cardinals scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They lead San Diego 3-0 at the end of 1. That Randy Jones, Frank Messer, trying to win his 20th game of the year. He's 19-7.
All right, Bill, right here we go to the 3rd. Tom Grieve leads off. He singled his first time up and drove in a run. Right-hand batter, and Tidrow's first pitch is a strike. He went about halfway, did Grieve. No balls and 1 strike. Tidrow rocks back again. Big leg kick and the pitch. Bounce down the third base line, and it is just foul as Nettles gets to it. So Grieve will turn around and come back. One of the Orioles, Lee May, has really come alive with his bat, Bill. He had 5 RBIs, home run, a triple, and a single last night's ball game.
That is 22nd home run of the year?
Yes.
I think he's hit about 5 of them in his last 4, 5, 6 ball games.
The 0-2 pitch, high. Ball and 2 strikes to Grieve. Nobody on, nobody out. The kick by Tidrow, the pitch, low, 2-2. You know, the Oakland A's are going after the Major League record for stolen bases. They have 266 with 4 last night. 2-2 pitch inside, almost hits Grieve. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Record for stolen bases for a team is 347 by the 1911 New York Giants. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Grieve knew it. Tidrow collects his first strikeout. We pause 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions radio network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Here's Lenny Randle. Batting left-handed now against Tidrow, and he takes a strike. Letter high. Randle, first time up, grounded out to second baseman Willie Randolph. Nettles in on the grass, and the pitch is fouled over into the Yankee dugout. No balls and 2 strikes on Randle. Ken Holtzman went 1 1/3 innings.
pitch everybody away, so he's probably surprising a lot of these hitters.
Let's see what he does now at 1 and 2. Fastball inside, almost hits Len Randle. And it does hit. The catcher, Fran Healy, at it, did hit Randle. It brushed Randle, hit Healy. And Randle goes down to first base.
We talked about Tidrow keeping the ball away not only from left-handers but also right-handers. Of course, the hitters know that, and they start sticking their nose out over the plate looking for the ball outside, and Tidrow changing up a little bit now, bringing it inside on him.
Well, that pitch just brushed Randle and came back and hit Healy square. Fran is being given a moment or two to get his composure back. Randle down at first, 1 out, and Danny Thompson is the batter. Pitch, runner going, a pitch out, throw to second base, and he is out. Fred Stanley tags Randle out as Healy called for a pitch out. Score is 2-6. Graig Nettles now comes into the mound to talk to Dick Tidrow. There are 2 down on the count of 1 ball and no strikes on Danny Thompson. Right-hand batter gives way at the plate. He stands pretty well back from the dish. Tidrow winds, and the pitch. Sidearm pitch is fouled out of play on the right side. That'll be back in the stands. California Angels come in Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon, and Sunday will be bat day. Little league bat for all the fans, 14 and under. 1-1 pitch. Sliced foul again, this time well down the right side and back in the seats. You know, Bill, we're talking about the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees have a big series with Baltimore coming up September 21st, 22nd, and 23rd here at the stadium. 4 games in 3 days. Of course, you don't know what the standings are going to be then, but if the Orioles have closed some ground, tickets will be mighty scarce. We'd suggest you get them early for those 3 dates. 1-2 pitch, check swing, strike 3, and then retires the shot. Thompson called out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. In the middle of the third, the score is Texas 5 and the Yankees nothing.
I want a beer like no other beer. I'm shaved for beer.
Consistency makes a great beer, and Schaefer's consistently great tasting every single time because Schaefer's brewed the old world way. Kreuzening, we call it. Since 1842, Kreuzening, the extra step of brewing twice, has kept Schaefer consistently fresh and crisp, consistently great tasting, beer after Schaefer beer.
Talking about the big series coming up with the Baltimore Orioles the latter part of September, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, all night games. Well, the Yankees are going to be in Baltimore just prior to that by a couple of weeks. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th of September, a doubleheader on the 4th. And, you know, in going down to Baltimore, a lot of Yankee fans have been driving to Baltimore and also catching a train down there to watch the Yankees play.
Yes, they really have. It's going to be hot month, September. The Yankees 4 games in Baltimore and 4 games here because I think the middle date of that series here will be a twilight doubleheader. There has to be one makeup game played for an earlier rainout. So the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, the Orioles here at Yankee Stadium. We go to the bottom half of the third. Fred Stanley leads off. Right-hand batter, and a fastball is inside. He gives ground. Stanley is hitting .277. He's 3 for 6 in this series. Close stance, crouches, and takes a strike across, letter high, 1-1. Stanley has hit in 7 straight games and 16 of his last 18 games. 1-1 pitch, inside, backs him off again, 2 balls and a strike. by a score of 5-0. And the 2-2 pitch. Got on the ground, just foul outside of third. He tomahawked that one. Yankees have 2 base hits in the ball game. A single by Rivers in the first, a single by Chris Chambliss in the second. Jim Umbarger winds, and the 2-2 pitch on his fist, foul back, and that will reach the seats. Fred Stanley, his teammates call him Chicken. One time he had a broken arm, and he came back from not protecting the arm. He used to carry it in tight to his body when he ran. Like a chicken running. 2-2 pitch. Check swing pop-up. This one is playable over near the dugout. Coming on, Hargrove, the first baseman, and he makes the catch. Foul pop-up, caught by Hargrove on the run. I guess once you get a nickname in baseball, you carry it all your life, don't you?
Well, you know, a lot of the names even go prior to their baseball playing. A lot of them go back to their infancy when the guys, you know, the kids are born, and it stays with them. But you do same thing in baseball. You get one, and you very seldom use it, lose it.
Mickey Rivers comes on for the second time. He singled his first time up. Mickey batting .299 now, and a high curve. Ball one. Mickey Rivers now has 145 base hits for the year. Fastball sidearmed in and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Wonder why Rivers has not walked very much. He's a very aggressive hitter. 2-0 pitch. He runs up to butt and takes this one for a strike. 2-1. Thurman Munson getting on the home plate umpire. Don Denkinger from the dugout saying, hey, that was high. Billy Martin sort of echoing what Munson said. Held his hand up around his chin. Rivers fouls this one back, and it'll be out of play. Was definitely high. 2-2. Umbarger rocks. 2-2 deal. Bouncing ball to shortstop. Harrah waits on it. Has it. Strong throw to first. He's out in a very close play. Oh, what an arm that Harrah showed on that one. That ball high to first base. Hargrove could not stretch out for it. He had to stretch up instead. Very, very close play. 2 outs and Roy White the batter. Roy grounded into a force out in the first inning. Ball one is high. Denkinger looks over toward the Yankee dugout as if to say, now that one was high. Thurman Munson is on deck. 1-0 to Roy. Hit deep to left field. This one is well hit. Way back, and it is in the stands. A home run. Towering fly ball just inside the foul ball in left. Tom Grieve went all the way to the wall. Watched it go into the second row of seats.
And it's a Getty round tripper for Roy White. For his Getty round tripper, Roy receives gift certificate. Compliments and certificate good toward the purchase of Getty Premium, gasoline that, according to a recent survey, sells 2 to 2.5 cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. Getty's got what's best for your car.
That was home run number 11 for Roy White. The Yankees are on the scoreboard. It's 5-1 Texas, and Thurman Munson the batter. Thurman was called out on strikes his first time up, making Umbarger wait. Now he's ready, and the first pitch to Munson. Fastball fouled on its way on the right side. There was that pitch out over the plate, and Munson going the opposite launched it. Hit on the ground, left side. Fielded by the third baseman, Thompson. His throw to first in time for out number 3. The Yankees pick up 1 run on the Roy White homer. And at the end of 3, the score, the Rangers 5 and the Yankees 1.
Jim Sundberg will lead off against Dick Tidrow. Tidrow relieved Ken Holtzman in the second inning. Holtzman gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in 1 1/3 innings before giving way to Dick Tidrow. Sundberg has been up once, bounced to Nettles at third base. Rangers lead 5-1. 5 runs on 6 hits. The Yankees 1 run on 3. The Yankee run, a home run by Roy White, his 11th of the year. First pitch to Sundberg, the side-on fastball against the outside corner. 1 strike. Here's a rock by Tidrow on the 1-strike pitch. Side-arm fastball is fouled off upper deck right side. No balls, 2 strikes on Sundberg. Gene Clines swinging a bat in the on-deck circle. Tidrow wants another stunt leading. Now the 2-strike pitch. Curveball is low, a ball and 2 strikes. Nettles at third, Stanley the shortstop, Randolph the second baseman, and Chambliss wide of first. As the 1-2 comes on. Swung on, hit foul just outside the first base bag. On the line, kicks up in the seats. And the count remains. A ball and 2 strikes on Jim Sundberg. Jackie Moore coaching third for the Rangers. Dick Gernert, former star with the Boston Red Sox, coaching at first. Tidrow's 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3. Sundberg says something to home plate umpire Don Dinkins as he walks back to the dugout, but he's caught looking, and there's 1 away. 3rd strikeout for Tidrow. Here's Clines, who's tripled and singled and scored 2 runs. He's now batting at .255. No home runs, 32 runs batted in. He's a right-handed hitter. Tidrow's first pitch. Fastball is high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Rangers scored 3 runs in the top of the first, 2 more in the top of the second. They lead 5-1. Fastball is inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Clines. On deck, the shortstop, Toby Harrah. Now Clines backs off and time is called. Now he gets back in. Pitch from a closed stance. His left foot almost up on the plate. The 2-0. Hit foul out of play. Straight back. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Tidrow now gets new baseball. Rocks, kicks, and deals a 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3 balls and a strike. As I mentioned earlier, Tidrow varying his pitching pattern. Now he had been pitching everybody outside. Now he's coming inside. 3-1 pitch on the outside corner, 3-2. So he's mixing them up. Here's Here's the payoff pitch to Gene Clines. Swung on line, base hit right field. Piniella in, he'll get it on one hop. And Clines is 3 for 3. 2 singles and a triple. Ball gets away from Randolph out in short right, but Fred Stanley backs up and keeps the ball from going past Tidrow. So Clines on at first base. There's one away, and the batter is Toby Harrah, the shortstop. Harrah's 1 for 2. He's driven in 2 runs, singled in a run, scored himself in the first, bounced out, driving in a run in the second. He now has 52 runs batted in. Clines with a short lead off first. He's checked by Tidrow. Pitch to Harrah. Curveball is on the outside corner. A strike. Had Harrah backing out. On deck is Mike Hargrove, the first baseman. Now Harrah stays out, looks down at third at his third base coach, Jackie Moore. Now time is called by the guy at first base, the runner there, Gene Clines. He wants to talk to Dick Gernert. Well, you think they might have something on, Scooter?
I think they had something on. They might have taken it off now.
Once they start talking, they got to start erasing. Well, Moore did not give another sign, so evidently Clines knows what's on. As he walks off first, he's checked by Tidrow, and Tidrow goes to first base, and Clines is back safely. 1 on, 1 out. Rangers lead 5-1. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. Here's a set by Tidrow. Another throw to first base, and Clines has to dive back in. Chambliss loses the ball, but it's under Clines.
He's going to go. At least those last 2 throws to first base, he was ready to go to second. Most of those runners do something a little different. That tips off if they're going to go.
And Moore hasn't been flashing any sign, so that first sign is still on. Here's a set. And he's going, pitch out, and the ball is fouled back as Harrah threw his bat after the ball.
How do you like that for teamwork, huh?
Yep. Ball was outside a pitch out, and Harrah threw his bat at the ball, just got a piece of it, fouled it back up on the screen. Well, the count now 2 strikes on Harrah, and walking back to first base is Gene Clines. Yankees have their work cut out for them. Ken Holtzman just didn't have it. Rangers scored 5 runs on Holtzman in the first 2 innings. And the Rangers lead 5-1. We're in the 4th inning. Clines now off first base. Throw there, and Clines dives back in.
He was going again.
Clines has stolen just 7 bases this year. He's been caught 6 times. Another throw to first, he dives back in. Rangers don't run that often. They've stolen 68 bases. They've been caught 27 times. 28 now because Randle was caught earlier by Healy on a pitch out. 2-strike pitch to pitch out. It's 1-2 as Clines did not move off first. Now once again Moore flashes signs. Clines looking over at Gernert. Tidrow checks him. The 1-2. Curveball called strike 3. Harrah caught looking. And the 2 outs. Tidrow chalks up his 4th strikeout. That's coming on to relieve Holtzman in the 2nd inning. The batter now will be the first baseman, Mike Hargrove. Hargrove is 2 for 2. He's double and single. He's driven in 2 runs, and he scored 1. Just about all the damage done to the Yankee pitchers by the top of the batting order by the Texas Rangers. Clines is 3 for 3. He scored twice. Harrah is 1 for 3. He's driven in 2 runs and scored a run. Hargrove is 2 for 2. He scored 1 and driven in 2. Throw the first base, and Clines is back. Got the RBI by Tom Grieve, the 6th place hitter, on a single in left center. 2 outs. Tidrow sets. Little lob throw to first base, and Clines is back there. This is the last meeting between these 2 teams. The Yankees won 8 of the first 11. As Tidrow sets. And the pitch. Line, base hit over the head of Chambliss down the right field line. Around second base. bring on the right fielder, Jeff Burroughs. The 8th base hit for the Rangers. Only 2 of those 8 base hits were given up by Dick Tidrow. Holtzman gave up 6, giving up 5 runs. Oh, Yogi Berra now is going to go out and talk to Dick Tidrow. And he gets a hit. Nobody getting loose in the Yankee bullpen. Oh, this is just a little chat. On a Burroughs, and it's outside a ball. Rangers have runners at first and second. They're 2 outs. And the Rangers lead 5-1. We're playing the top of the 4th. The next delivery to Jeff Burroughs. This is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Jim Fregosi. Of course, that might be the reason that Berra went out there. Hey, this guy drives in a lot of runs. Let's pitch around him. Outside, 3-0. Of course, Fregosi is not in the lineup every day, so as Healy looks over at Mark, here's a 3-0 pitch now to Burroughs. Called strike that just hit the outside corner around the knees. It's 3-1. Burroughs now turns around. He's talking with Don Dinkinger, the home plate umpire. Pitch. Foul down the right field side. It'll go back out of play. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Burroughs has hit 13 home runs this year. He's driven in 74 runs. Clines back to third. Hargrove back at second with 2 outs. We got some action in the Yankee bullpen. Left-hander Grant Jackson gets up. The payoff pitch to Burroughs. Curveball is high. Ball 4. Just missed. Bases loaded with Rangers. Clines at third. Hargrove at second. Burroughs on at first, and the batter is Jim Fregosi, the designated hitter. Fregosi has bounced to third and forced a runner. He's 0 for 2. Nettles made a nice play on his grounder in the first inning. Right-handed batter. Here's the pitch now to Fregosi. Swung on and just waved at a curveball. No balls and a strike. Tidrow rocks and deals the 0-1 pitch. Curveball hit deep to left field. Wide over in the corner. It's going to be a foul ball. Just missed the foul ball. In the left field corner. Just missing a grand slam over. Tidrow breathes a slide relief. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Curveball, line foul into the seats. Down the left field line. Still 0-2. Tidrow's getting that breaking ball up. He wants to go down and away. Now Fregosi back in. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 4th inning. Rangers lead 5-1. Here's a 2-strike pitch to Fregosi. Fastball is fouled back upon the screen. Still no balls, 2 strikes. 2-strike pitch to Fregosi. Curveball is swung on and missed, and Fregosi goes down swinging for the third out. No run, 2 base hits, 3 men left on base. Bottom of the 4th coming up. The Rangers 5, the Yankees 1.
Take 1 fresh egg. Fry it. Add 1 slice of ham. Sizzle it. Top with a slice of American cheese. Sandwich them all into a buttered, toasted bun, and you have the Breakfast Jack, a deliciously different sandwich from Jack in the Box that's made to order for people who are up early or up late. The Breakfast Jack. That's what's cooking at Jack in the Box.
Timepiece just because. Truly slim and uniquely designed with her in mind. It tells the hour, minutes, seconds, month, and date, all at the touch of a button. It may not be her birthday or your anniversary, but just because she is that special person. So why not surprise her with a digital timepiece from Fairchild? Pick the Fairchild that fits her best. Because.
Pause for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Off against Jim Umbarger in the 4th inning. The Yankees are down 5-1. Piniella fouls the first pitch back. No balls and a strike. Lou's been up once, grounded to third, so he's 0 for 1. They play Piniella straight away. It'll be Piniella, Chambliss, and Nettles against Jim Umbarger. Line foul out of play right side. No balls, 2 strikes on Piniella. Umbarger keeping the ball in close. Really jamming Piniella and Munson. Here's a wind and the 2-strike pitch. Fastball is high, a ball and 2 strikes. Rangers 5, Yankees 1. We're playing the bottom half of the 4th inning. Lou Piniella leading off against Jim Umbarger. And the 1-2 pitch to Piniella. Fastball is swung on and missed. Piniella goes down swinging. 1 out. Third strikeout for Jim Umbarger. And the batter is Chris Chambliss. Chambliss bounced one slowly down the third baseline and beat it out in the 2nd inning. He also stole his first base of the year, so he's 1 for 1, batting now at .299. 15 home runs and 80 runs batted in. Takes low a ball. Winds and the 1-0 pitch. Checks the swing, low again. 2 balls, no strikes. They check with the third base umpire, Marty Springstead, and he just shakes his head. So it's 2 balls, no strikes on Chambliss. On deck is Graig Nettles. 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. It's 2-1. Umbarger winds and the pitch. Fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chambliss. It's like Umbarger has a little quick slider.
Sure does.
Breaks late, right.
And sharp.
2-2. Hit on the ground at first base. Dug out there by Hargrove, and he'll take it himself. 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on. Here in the 4th inning, the batter's Graig Nettles. Nettles won last night's ball game for the Yankees. Hit his 19th home run of the year and gave the Yankees a 2-1 win. So far tonight, he's 0 for 1. He's put up 1 slide to center field. Nettles now batting at .243. Fastball swung on and missed. Baltimore, Minnesota, no score after 1.5. Baltimore's won 2 in a row from the Twins. taken 2 in a row for the Rangers to nullify those 2 wins up there by the Orioles. 1 strike pitch. He checks it, takes outside. It's a ball and a strike. California leading Detroit 2-1 after 3.5. The 1-1 is high. 2 balls and a strike. Nolan Ryan for California. Vern Rule for the Tigers. Cleveland and Kansas City, no score after 4. Here's the 2-1 to Nettles. Swung on line. Oh, great catch by Mike Hargrove. First baseman dove to his right, came up with the ball, robbing Nettles of a base hit. 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees. At the end of 4, the Rangers lead the Yankees 5-1.
The Yankees trailing 5-1. Last inning, Tidrow struck out 3 men in between a couple of base hits and a walk, but he got the strikeouts when he needed them. Yankees have an off day tomorrow playing in the American League, but they play their top farm club, Syracuse, exhibition game. And then the California Angels come into town Friday night, Saturday night. Remember, that's the night game Saturday, and bat day on Sunday. Scores, Bill?
Yeah, Milwaukee's leading Oakland 1-0 after 4. In the National League, the Met game at Los Angeles hasn't started yet. 1 final. Pittsburgh 12, San Francisco 1. Phillies lead Montreal 5-2 after 5. Cincinnati 3, Atlanta 1 after 4.5. And St. Louis 3, San Diego 2 after 2.5. And right here, the Rangers 5, the Yankees 1. Top of the 5th. Grieve leading off against Dick Tidrow. Grieve is 1 for 2. He singled and he struck out. Swings and misses a curveball. Bottom third of the Ranger. That's bottom part of the Ranger lineup. Grieve's a 6th hitter. Tidrow's next pitch. Hit foul out of play, right side. No balls, 2 strikes. Yankees have an important road trip coming up. They go to California, Oakland, and Baltimore. 4 games in Baltimore. First part of September. September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 2-strike pitch is outside. 1-2. Of course, Baltimore will come back up here for the final time, the 22nd, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of September. 1-2, curveball, chopped to short, charged by Stanley. He gets a nice hop, straight, throws, and there's 1 away. Grieve bounces out 6-3, and that'll bring on Lenny Randle, the second baseman. Randle has bounced to second, and he's been hit by a pitch. So he's 0 for 1. Switch hitter in left-handed against Tidrow, and Lyles. Nettles shorts up at third base. As Randle backs off a fastball, it's high. The 1-0 pitch to Randle. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Strike right down the middle. It's taken. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Swung on it on a ground. 1 hopper to Nettles. Broken bat on the first base. They're 2 outs. And Tidrow really crowding Randle with the ball. Here's Danny Thompson, the third baseman. He walked and scored in the second. Struck out in the third. Tidrow's chalked up a total of 5 strikeouts since relieving Ken Holtzman in the second inning. Thompson's a right-handed batter. They play him straight away. He takes a strike. Tidrow winds, and the 1-strike pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Nettles wide of the line at third base as Thompson backs off. Uses the bat to clean the dirt out of his spikes. Gets back in. And the two-strike pitch. Fastball hit in the air, right center. Rivers on the run, still going. He's there now, and he's got it. Mickey Rivers with a fine running catch in right center field. 3 up and 3 down. Bottom of the fifth coming up. The Rangers 5 and the Yankees 1.
If you buy unleaded gasoline, you may have noticed that lead isn't the only thing missing. It's probably pretty low on performance, too. That's because most unleadeds just don't have a high enough octane rating to give you the performance you want. The performance you used to get from your regular. In fact, according to standards set by the American Society for Testing and Materials, the people who set gasoline standards used by the federal and state governments, only 3 unleaded gasolines have a high enough octane to be called regular. To help you choose between these 3, one of them usually sells for less. Getty Unleaded Regular gives you the clean running engine you expect from an unleaded, plus the octane performance you want. And you pay less than you would for most other major unleaded. Now think a minute. Why settle for an unleaded gasoline that's below regular when you can get one that's regular? Getty Unleaded Regular. Once again, we've got what's best for your car.
And don't forget this Saturday, August 21st, you can meet Yankee outfielder Lou Piniella at the Jack in the Box restaurant located at 905 White Plains Road in the Bronx. Sir, Sweet Lou is going to be there. Saturday, August the 21st.
Well, Fran Healy is going to try to get things started for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Jim Umbarger has really silenced the Yankee bats. He's held them to 1 run on 3 base hits. That 1 run, a home run by Roy White, his 11th of the year, with 2 outs and nobody on in the third inning. Healy struck out in the second, so he's 0 for 1. He's batting at .246. Fran stands off the plate, likes to slap the ball to the opposite field. It'll be Healy, Randolph, and Stanley against Umbarger here in the fifth inning. And Fran takes inside a ball. Healy doing the catching tonight, giving Munson a rest. Thurman is in the lineup as a designated hitter. Now Healy backs out and time is called. Here's the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. It's 1-1. And the 1-1 delivery. Hit on the ground. Backhanded by the shortstop. Long throw, and it will not be in time as it's pulled to Hargrove way off the bat. That Harrah went way in the hole and tried to make a quarterback throw by leaping up and throwing to first base. It was short. Hargrove, realizing the ball would not get to him, released at first base and cut the ball off. So Fran Healy has the Yankees' 4th base hit and their 2nd infield hit of the ball game. And here's Willie Randolph. Randolph rounded to short his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. He's batting at .261. And the pitch to him. Curveball is inside. Well, the Yankee fans now clapping. They want something to happen here in the bottom of the fifth. They feel that Umbarger has been on top long enough. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Randolph. Swung on and fouled off in the upper deck right side. Ball and a strike. Rangers broke on top early in this ball game. They got 3 runs on 4 base hits in the very first inning against Kenny Holtzman. Came back with 2 more runs against Holtzman in the second. The 1-1. Hit on the ground. High bounce over the third baseman. Hit out to left field. Healy now will hold at second base. And out bounces Frank Lucchese, the manager of the Texas Rangers. Randolph got a high bouncer and it went over the head of Danny Thompson at third base. Healy had an idea about rounding second and trying for third, but he thought better and went back to second base. The Yankees now have runners at first and second. Nobody out, and the batter is Fred Stanley. Stanley has been up once, fouled out to Mike Hargrove, the first baseman. And once again, the Yankee fans here clap for a rout. Got about 20,000, a little bit over. Yankees could Here's the first pitch to Stanley. Inside, a ball. Rangers have a 5-1 lead. We're playing the bottom half of the fifth inning. Umbarger now taking a little more time. Sets, checks the runners. The 1-0 to Stanley. He fakes a bunt, takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners lead. Umbarger now taking a lot more time. Now he sets at the belt. And the 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2 on Stanley. A ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Mickey Rivers. Or to get back in this ball game, the Yankees need to pick up a couple of runs here. Umbarger checks the runners. The 1-2. Just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That couldn't have missed by more than an inch. Fred hitting from a slightly closed stance. He chokes up a couple of inches on the back. Crouches just a bit as Umbarger checks the runners. 2-2 pitch. Chop foul just outside third. Count remains 2-2. Fran Healy back to second base. Willie Randolph back to first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Rangers have 5 runs on 8 base hits. The Yankees 1 run on 5. Neither team has made an error in this ball game. Now Umbarger gets the sign and sets. 2-2 pitch. High. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody getting loose in the Ranger bullpen. They've got a 4-run lead. I think if Stanley gets on, time is called now. Sundberg wants to talk to Umbarger. If Stanley gets on, we might see a lot of action out there. Sundberg not on the mound. Randolph off third. Stanley off second. The pitch. Curveball is low. On deck is Thurman Munson. Rivers now has 57 runs batted in. Umbarger wants another sign. Set. The 1-0 to White. Curveball is hit foul, upper deck out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Umbarger gets a new baseball. Looks in Sundberg. Randolph walking off third. Stanley a short lead off second. They're checked. The 1-1 to White. High. 2 balls and a strike. Ranger infield back. They're willing to give up a run. Umbarger taking a lot of time now. Ready? The 2-1 pitch to White. Swung on it deep to left down the line. Over the corner screen. The ball's going to slice and just missed that foul pole. In foul territory. And it's just a long strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes on White. That couldn't have missed that foul pole by more than 3 or 4 feet, Scooter.
No, Old Yankee Stadium, that would have been a home run. It was 301 feet down the line, the old ballpark. Here it's 312. An extra 11 feet.
Well, the count now on White. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Randolph at third. Stanley on at second. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Rangers lead 5-2. Yankees need at least 1 more run here in the 5th inning. Umbarger set. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on line. Feed. Hit. Inside the line. 1-run score. And fan interference. Stanley around third. He's going to score. White goes into second. Now let's see if they will allow Stanley to score. Well, they're not going to call him back. So the Yankees have now cut the gap to just 1 run. A 2-run single by Roy White. And it's now Rangers 5, Yankees 4. And White is down 2-run double by Roy White. And the score is now Rangers 5, Yankees 4. Roy now has 3 runs batted in this ball game, a total of 49 on the season. And the batter's Thurman Munson. Munson with a chance to tie the ball game up. He is struck out, counts to third. Only 1 out. Ranger bullpen still busy. Harrah trying to sneak in behind White at second base. Now he backs off. Umbarger set. Pitch to Munson. Fastball is hit foul. That'll be out of play right side. 1 strike. Thurman batting .310. He's got 13 home runs and 75 runs batted in. They play Munson straight away with Clines playing a deep center field. Clines normally plays left. Randle now trying to hold White close to second. The 1-strike pitch. On the inside corner, called strike 2 as Munson backed off. The Yankees chipping away at Jim Umbarger after the Rangers had scored 5 runs in the first 2 innings. The Yankees came back with a run bottom of the 3rd on Roy White's home run. They pick up 3 here in the bottom of the 5th, and they're still batting. Rangers have a 5-4 lead. Randolph followed with a high bouncer over Thompson's head at third base. Then Stanley bounced one to short. That's the shortstop bobble to load the bases. Up Rivers drove in a run with a bounce out, and White doubled in two. The Yankees have chipped away for 3 runs here at the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-2 to Munson. Swung on his feet down the line. If it stays there, it hooks foul. Thurman Munson tomahawked a high slider and ripped it down the left field line, but it hooked foul way back in the seats. And the count remains 1-2. Umbarger's been pitching Munson inside, Scooter, and Thurman has got to start looking for that ball there.
Yep, he was called out on a pitch like that. First time up.
Now Umbarger with a new ball. White off second. He's got a good size lead there. Randle trying to hold it. Umbarger set. The 1-2 pitch to Munson. Inside with the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Lou Piniella. Now Munson backs off and time will be called. Thurman gets back in. Umbarger stops the belt, looks at White. Pitch. Fouled off. Almost slipped the fastball by him. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hauser, the Yankee third base coach. Ellie Howard coaching first base. Munson taking plenty of time getting set in the batter's box. White off second. 1 out. Now Umbarger's ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on up the middle, base hit. Right around third base. He's going to score. And this ball game is all tied up by the feet. Listen to those fans. A key base hit for Thurman Munson. He just ripped one right up the middle. Umbarger just barely got out of the way of the ball. Clines was playing such a deep center field, no way he could throw White out. White scored easily from second base. Munson holding at first. And we've got a 5-5 tie here with Munson at first base, only 1 out. And Frank Lucchese wants a new pitcher.
Well, I said that the Yankees have done this so many times, especially when the other team gets a big jump early in the ball game. Seems like the only time they get a big lead on the Yankees is early in the ball game. Gives them a lot of time to bounce back. The way Umbarger was pitching, things look rough. Just watch the replay of White's double down the left field line to drive in 2 runs. And then Thurman Munson coming through with a clutch base hit to tie it up. And I can just see Earl Weaver now out in Minnesota as he looks up at the scoreboard and see those 4 runs come up there. So frustrating as it was for the Yankees last year. Every time we looked up, the Red Sox was scoring in the 8th and 9th inning to win games. When you're trying to catch the club ahead of you, that is a terrible feeling.
Looks like Joe Horner again. Horner got into the opening game here. Is that Joe Horner? Can't be Horner.
Oh, it's either Horner or Peterson.
Oh, I'll tell you, if it's Horner, we can't see his number. If that's Horner, you can tell when it. No, that's 33. Must be a new kid they called up. Oh, this is Craig Skoke. S-K-O-K. They picked him up from the Boston Red Sox. Well, Craig Skoke, the left-hander, now in pitching for the Texas Rangers. pitched 3 innings in those previous 2 appearances, giving up 4 base hits, 1 run. He struck out 4 and walked 1 in 3 innings. So Craig Skoke in relief of Jim Umbarger. We've got a 5-5 tie. We're playing the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Yankees have scored 4 times so far against the Texas Rangers here in the 5th inning.
Just found out, Bill, that Lee May has just homered in the 4th. Baltimore leading 1-0 and still batting.
May's 22nd home run, and he's hit an awful lot of home runs lately.
He and Jackson had 21.
Skoke has finished his warm-ups. The Sundberg steps back behind the plate as Lou Piniella steps in. Lou is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third and struck out. Munson off first base. 1 out. As Skoke sits. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Now Skoke goes on the backside of the mound, picks up the rosin bag. Left-hander sets, looks over at Munson, and the pitch to Piniella. Line foul into the seats behind third base. No balls, 2 strikes. Hargrove holding on Munson. Skoke likes the sign and sets. Here's a 2-strike pitch to Piniella. Way outside, 1-2, a waste pitch. Well, the California Angels will be in this weekend. Ed Figueroa will be on the mound Friday night against his former teammates. The 1-2 to Piniella. Line right field, that'll be a base hit. Munson around second base, he'll go to third. Burroughs' throw will be into second, and the Yankees now have the go-ahead run at third base. Chambliss, let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Oh, the Yankees now have runners at first and third and only 1 out. And the batter's the top RPI man in the American League, Chris Chambliss, who was singled and bounced to first. Chambliss with 80 runs batted in. He's batting at .298. Scores tied 5-5, bottom of the 5th. Rangers play their infield about 3/4 with the first baseman holding on Piniella. Pitch to Chambliss is low a ball. On deck is Graig Nettles. Thurman Munson at third base. Lou Piniella on at first, only 1 out. And the 1-0. Hit on a ground base hit right field. Munson scores. Piniella going to Brookfield. Stop and go back to second. Yankees have taken a 6-5 lead. And Chambliss now has 81 runs batted in. Well, the Yankees so far here in the 5th inning have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles and a double, including an error by the shortstop. They've made that account for 5 runs, and they now lead 6-5. And they've got runners at first and second, only 1 out, and the batter's Graig Nettles. The Yankees, with Nettles batting, would have batted around. Nettles, the 9th Yankee hitter here in the 5th inning. Pitch to Nettles. Swung on and popped up. Second baseman Randle right there. Infield fly rule call. And Randle makes the catch, runners hold. 2 outs. And Fran Healy, who started us all with a ground single in the hole at shortstop, is the batter. The Yankees only had 3 base hits against the starter, Jim Umbarger, up to this inning. Within this inning, they've picked up 6. wrapping this fifth inning. Fran Healy led off with an infield single to deep short. Willie Randolph bounced one over the third baseman's head for a hit down the left field line. Healy holding second base. Fred Stanley bounced one to short. At the shortstop, Toby Harrah bobbled, tried to get Randolph at second base, but was late there. That loaded the bases. Mickey Rivers bounced to second. And Randle, the second baseman, bobbled the ball and just nipped Rivers at first base with a run scoring. Then White, with runners at second and third, doubled to left field, scoring both runners. And he stayed at second base, of course, and Munson bounced one up the middle, a hard ground ball, scoring White to tie the ball game up. Lou Piniella single to right field, running Munson to third base, and Chris Chambliss bounced one through the right side of the infield, scoring Munson for the Yankees' fifth run of the inning and giving the Yankees a 6-5 lead. And Piniella popped to second base with a second out, so the Yankees have runners first and second with 2 outs. And we've got a new pitcher.
Steve Hargenville has come on.
All right-hander.
Game against the Yankees down in Texas last time. Pitcher of record is Umbarger. All 6 runs are charged to Umbarger so far in this ball game. But Piniella at second and Chambliss at first, so the responsibility of Craig Scope.
I think the last time we heard from him, Scooter, he was pitching for the Boston Red Sox. And that might have been, he didn't get in too often with them.
Hagen has won 5 and lost 4. 3.15 earned run average.
In fact, looking at Scope's record, of course he's gone now, but he pitched with Boston in 1973, split the season between Boston and Pawtucket. 74 he was at Pawtucket. Last year he was in Evansville. In fact, he was part of that deal with Juan Beniquez for Fergie Jenkins.
Gene Locklear is going to come up and bat for Fran Healy now. Bill told you Healy started this same inning off with a single deep in the hole. And Gene Locklear, let's see, this will be his second appearance, I believe, at the plate.
Well, he had part of that controversial play when he bounced one to third against Baltimore, wasn't it? And the Yankees felt that the throw from DeCinces pulled the first baseman, Tony Muser, off the bag. Of course, their first base umpire didn't see it that way. So Locklear's in his second appearance at bat for the Yankees. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. The Yankees lead 6-5 with the bottom half of the 5th inning. Now the set. Swung on, popped up, shallow center. It's going to be a long run for somebody. Coming on, now moving back to second baseman Randle, and Randle makes the catch. The Yankees score 5 times here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And at the end of 5, the Yankees 6, the Texas Rangers 5.
Will be the new catcher for the Yankees. Fran Healy was out of there for a pinch hitter. And it's Dick Tidrow's game now. He's the pitcher of record. And for the Rangers, Jim Umbarger is the pitcher of record. Well, the Yankees, with one of their patented comebacks, lead 6-5. We go into the 6th inning, Bill.
And we're going to have a new catcher, Scooter. I don't know if you gave him or not. You did give him? All right.
Rod Hendricks.
Righto. That way the Yankees can continue to have Munson as the DH. So Elrod Hendricks will be behind the plate as we go into the top of the 6th. The Yankees ahead 6-5. After that California Angel series over the weekend, the Minnesota Twins come on Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. They bring in a pretty good hitting ball club. Rod Carew, Lyman Bostock, Larry Heisel, Dan Ford, and I think one of the top rookies in the American League, Scooter, that Butch Weininger, the catcher.
Yep.
Yankees took 3 or 4 up in Minnesota before coming back to play the Rangers. Sundberg against Tidrow. 6th inning. Foul ball. No balls, 1 strike on Sundberg. He has bounced the third and struck out. He's 0 for 2. He's batting .216.
May just lost a home run. Western Union took it away from him.
Curveball chopped to short. Stanley has a nice hop. Throws on the first base, and there's one away. You better explain that.
Well, before we had gotten the report that Lee May hit a home run, his 22nd of the year. And now all of a sudden Western Union says disregard Lee May's homer.
Maybe they're doing that game on television. And they hit it before the commercial got on.
That's right.
Here's Gene Clines, the center fielder. He's 3 for 3, a triple and 2 singles. He scored 2 runs. Clines having an excellent night. Right-handed batter. He takes low from Tidrow. Rivers over in right center. Piniella near the line in right field. Gap left center. Tidrow right back to Clines. Fastball is fouled off down the right side. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees 6, the Rangers 5, top of the 6th. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Clines. Curveball is outside. 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Toby Harrah, the shortstop. Here's a 2-1 to Clines. Swung on, bounced slowly toward third. Nettles is going to have to hurry. The throw will not be in time. Clines beats it out. Nettles had a little trouble getting the ball out of the glove after he got to the ball. An infield hit for Clines, and he's 4 for 4. Not too bad a night, Scooter.
Oh, I'll say. He had been in a terrible slump, too, till he came to this series.
So Clines, an infield hit at first base. One out, batter Toby Harrah, the shortstop. Harrah has singled in a run. He's grounded out, driving in another run, and he's struck out. So he's 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. Right-handed hitter. Tidrow checks the runner at first base, and the pitch. Pitch out. And Clines was not running. 1 ball, no strikes on Harrah. Yankees set up looking for 2 with Chambliss holding Clines at first base. Outfield straightens up. They play Harrah straight away. Now Tidrow sets. And the pitch. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Harrah. Harrah backs out, looks down at his third base coach, and gets back in. Now Tidrow's ready. Throw the first base. A little lazy toss there, and Clines gets back easily. A left-handed batter. And the Yankee bullpen gets busy again. Sparky Lyle gets up and starts throwing. Well, the Yankees need a double play. They've got runners at first and third, the Rangers. Only 1 out. Hargrove, with 3 base hits and 3 trips, is now batting at .301. 6 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Pitch to him is bounced foul outside and over the Yankee dugout. 1 strike on Hargrove. Good speed at third base. Toby Harrah, better than average speed at first. Now time is called. Elrod Hendricks walking over to the Yankee dugout. Willie Martin coming out to meet him. And right there with him, the umpire, Don Dinkinger. As Dinkinger goes back, he motions to Frank Lucchese that Martin did not say anything to Hendricks to relay to Tidrow. now talking to Tidrow. Now Billy Martin comes out.
And stalling, Bill. Sparky got ready out there. As hot as Hargrove is, probably wants the left-hander to pitch to him.
Well, Billy will probably go out there and spend a little time, and he'll make Dinkinger come out and get him.
Yep.
To give Lyle as much time as possible. Billy will go out there and stall around a little bit and make Dinkinger come out and run him away, and then he'll probably ask for the left-hander unless Bob Lemon gives him the sign the Sparky's ready. Now they want Lyle. So that's all for Dick Tidrow, and he gets ahead. So Tidrow leaves, and Sparky Lyle will come on here in the top half of the sixth inning. The Yankees lead 6-5. The Rangers have runners at first and third with only one out, and Lyle will be called in to deal with the left-handed hitting Mike Hargrove.
Tidrow went 4 innings. Boy, he was strong there for a while. And 2 base hits this inning, so Billy Martin's going to get him out of there. Dick walked only 1 man, struck out 5 while he was in there. Sparky, who is either good or bad, was bad out in Minnesota, and it's got to be his good night.
But he's been in a lot of ball games. Sparky's making his 56th appearance for the Yankees. In those 56 appearances, which have all been relief appearances, he's picked up 20 saves. He's also picked up 6 wins and 7 losses, and his ERA of 2.33. He's pitched 88 2/3 innings. He's given up 72 hits, 28 runs. 23 of those runs have been earned. He's given up just 3 home runs. He's struck out 54 and walked 34, and he's thrown 3 wild pitches. The Yankees have a total of 27 saves out of their bullpen. So you can see what kind of job Lyle has done, picking up 20 of those 27 saves. Grant Jackson has 3 saves, but those 3 saves are with the Baltimore Orioles before he got here. But Jackson's also picked up 2 wins as a Yankee and no losses. Lyle getting loose.
A reminder here, Bill, for the fans that hold coupons from the July 11th jacket date can redeem them at the advanced ticket window of Yankee Stadium beginning on September 1st. And the windows will be open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Don't mail those coupons in, right? Bring them in. Right? Pick up your jacket. And the second Yankee bat day will be on September 12th against the Detroit Tigers. That'll be a doubleheader. First Yankee bat day proved so popular. Jacket day. The first Yankee jacket day proved so popular, the Yankees decided to have another one. Of course, Sunday will be bat day. So Lyle is finished, and the runners lead off first and third. 1 out. Count 1 strike on Mike Hargrove. Nettles, even with the bag at third base. Chambliss holding Harrah at first. The 1-strike pitch to Harrah. Called strike, a slider on the knees, outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Sparky on the backside. Goes to the mouth and then to the rosin bag. Blows on his hands, speak of the cap. On the hands again, and he gets back up top. Yankees have a 6-5 lead. That lead in jeopardy. Tying run at third base, only one out. Clines off third. Harrah now taking a step or two back toward first. Now he takes his lead off first. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Swung on, hit down the line, left field line. White's over in the corner. The ball is going to slice and go back in the seats about 15 rows. Count remains 0-2 on Mike Hargrove. That's always a tough decision, Scooter. A ball like that in foul territory, do you catch it or do you let it fall? That's right. And hope that the runner might strike out or pop up.
Yep.
I think White had a play like that in Cleveland. Yes. Caught the ball and the run scored. Well, the runner's lead now off first and third. Lyle sets. The 2-strike pitch. Too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think you just have to do on a play like that. You have to do what you think best at that time. And then you can't second guess yourself. Unless the manager comes out and specifically says, don't catch that ball in foul territory. Let it fall. It's far enough to score a runner. Now Lyle sets. The 1-2 again. Swung on it, fouled back. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Mike Hargrove. Yankees lead 6-5, 6th inning. 2 men on base and 1 out. The Yankees looking for a double play. They've turned over 101 double plays this year. Lau waits for Hargrove to get set in the batter's box. Now he sets. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Hargrove. Lyle gets to do baseball. Rangers have out-hit the Yankees 10-9. The Yankees have outscored the Rangers 6-5 so far. Only 1 error in the ball game, that by shortstop Toby Harrah of the Rangers. Now Lyle is ready. The 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And one of the greatest relief appearances I've seen. The job Sparky Lyle did in Texas a couple of years back when he threw about 9 pitches and struck out the side with the bases loaded. Sure. The lights down in Arlington are not as good as the lights here. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed a big strikeout for Sparky Lyle. Mike Hargrove goes down swinging on a curveball. And there are 2 outs. Runner is still at first and third. And here's a tough batter, this Jeff Burroughs. Burroughs bats right-handed. He has 13 home runs and 74 runs batted in. Once again, Stanley talks to Lyle. Now Stanley goes over, says something to Graig Nettles. Now Stanley over talking to Willie Randolph, yelling at him with his glove up to his mouth. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Here's Burroughs. And the pitch to him. Takes high, a ball. Burroughs has struck out, fouled out, and walked. He's 0 for 2. He doesn't hit much for average. He's batting at .232, but he drives and runs. Lyle sets. And the 1-0 to Burroughs. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Jim Fregosi, the designated hitter. Last year, Burroughs drove in 94 runs. The year before that, 118 runs. He was the most valuable player in the American League in 1974. Swung on and missed. 2-1. A big rip at a slider. And the year before that, his first full year in the big leagues, he drove in 85. On the count, 2 balls and a strike on Jeff Burroughs. Lyle's ready. Checks the runners and deals. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Sparky Lau coming on to relieve Dick Tidrow. With runners at first and third, the count no balls and a strike on Mike Hargrove. Struck Hargrove out, a big strikeout. Now he's got the count 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jeff Burroughs. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Just missed inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Harrah now will be moving towards second base, and Chambliss will play behind him. The Yankee infielders will have to make their throw to first. Lyle sets. Harrah's going. The pitch. Checks his swing low. Ball 4, bases loaded. Burroughs started to go, but checked his swing. So the base is loaded now for Jim Fregosi. Nettles wants to talk to Lau. While they're doing that, let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Jim Fregosi steps in for the Rangers. Base is loaded, 2 outs. Fregosi's a right-handed batter, and he's 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch to him, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Fregosi batting at .229. He has 1 home run, 10 runs batted in for the Rangers. Lau working quickly. Here's a 1-strike pitch. Swung on and fouled back, upper deck right side. No balls, 2 strikes on Fregosi. And Sparky wants a new baseball, and Don Dinkinger flips him one. Well, the odd thing about the Yankee-Ranger matchup, Scooter, is that this is the Rangers' 4th year of existence as the Texas Rangers since moving from Washington. And each year the Yankees have beaten them 8 times and lost to them 4 times.
So this is the pivotal game.
Yep.
Either be the same or one better.
2-strike pitch. High. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the last meeting between these 2 teams. The Yankees have won 8, and the Rangers 3. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 6th inning. Lyle sets. The 1-2 to Fregosi. Swung on it, popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Nettles there. He's under it. He's got it. And Sparky Lau comes out, puts out the 5. No run, 2 hits, 3 men left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Yankees lead the Rangers 6-5. Sparky Lau came on and did some kind of job there at the top of the 6th. They put out the fire, and the Yankees going to the bottom of the 6th with a 6-5 lead over the Texas Rangers. And Steve Hargan has just finished his warm-up throws, and stepping in against him will be Willie Randolph. Randolph 1 for 2 in the ball game. He's grounded to short and single to left and scored a run. Willie batting at .263. Randolph, Stanley, then Mickey Rivers for the Yankees here in the 6th inning. They have 6 runs on 9 base hits against Ranger pitching. Randolph takes inside a ball. Hargan's next pitch. Inside again, 2 balls, no strikes. 23,358. Right. 2-0 to Randolph. It's a called strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
That's the paid attendance, Phil. The total attendance, 26,491.
Which one counts as the official?
23,358.
2-1 pitch. Bunted, popped up. Foul territory, the catcher, Jim Sundberg has it. 1 out. Fred Stanley, the shortstop. Stanley didn't get a base hit in that big 5th inning, but his grounder to shortstop was bobbled, allowing the Yankees to load the bases up. with a run scored. Batting .273. Here's the pitch to him. He takes inside a ball. Hargan trying to jam everybody. And the 1-0 pitch to Stanley. High, 2 balls, no strikes. On deck, Mickey Rivers. Here's Hargan's 2-0 pitch. Swung on, high bounce to the shortstop. Harrah waits. Fires on the first base. Have got Stanley. And they're 2 outs. Rivers has singled. He's bounced out twice. He's driven in one of those bounce outs. So Mickey, 8 home runs, 57 runs batted in, batting at .298. Deck, Roy White. He's had some night. White 3 runs batted in on a home run and a double. Rivers takes outside a ball. In addition to that, Roy's also stolen a base. His 23rd stolen base of the year. And the 1-0 pitch to Rivers. Swung on high, bouncer to second. Randle's got it. Throws on the first base. They've got Rivers for out number 3. Yankees go out meekly here in the 6th. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 6, the Yankees 6, the Rangers 5.
If you've been looking for a way to make extra money or to start a second career, tax consulting may be your answer. Now, don't let that job title put you off, because people just like you are discovering the part-time and full-time income opportunities of tax consulting. You see, you don't need any special experience, any accounting or bookkeeping background. National Tax Training School will train you and start you on your way with a short, inexpensive home study course. You'll be able to set up your own business or earn extra income by working part-time. You may not be aware of it, but tax consultants are needed year-round. So get all the facts from National Tax Training. The course is approved for veterans training and is accredited by the National Home Study Council. Write now for free information. There's no obligation and no salesperson will ever call you. Address a card to Tax, Post Office Box 318, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. That's Tax, Post Office Box 318, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019.
The Yankees have 6 runs on 9 hits. The Rangers 5 runs on 10. And in Minnesota, the Twins lead Baltimore 2-0 at the end of 4. And here at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees lead the Rangers 6-5 at the end of 6. And here to carry the rest of the way, the scooter, Bill Rizzuto.
All right, Bill. Tom Grieve will lead it off against Sparky Lyle. Grieve has singled, driven in a run, struck out, and bounced to the shortstop. Lyle coming in and doing some job in the top of the 6th. So the runners at first and third and only 1 out. Struck out Hargrove, walked Burroughs, and got Fregosi to foul to Nettles. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. It'll be Grieve, Randle, and Thompson here in the top of the 7th. Sparky's next pitch fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Is on. He's throwing mostly strikes. The 2-strike pitch just held up on a pitch a little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nettles guarding the line at third. And a little fly ball to left center. Mickey Rivers moving to his right. Moves in now and makes the catch, 1 away. Up Lenny Randle, bounced out to second base in the first inning, was hit with a pitch in the third, and was caught stealing, and bounced to third base in the 5th. 0-2. Randle, a switch hitter, batting right-handed, hitting .223. Yanks in front 6-5, and he bunts and fouls it off, strike 1. Healy started the game behind the plate. He was pinch hit for, and Elrod Hendricks is in there now. Thurman Munson, the designated hitter tonight. lined up by Sparky. And a ball popped to the right side. Piniella moving under it. Lou is there and makes the catch with Willie Randolph right in front of him. And there are 2 outs. And the batter, Danny Thompson, who has walked and scored, struck out and flied to center. Calling the Yankees the comeback kids, Frank Messer.
Boy, without a doubt, Scooter. They've had a lot of big innings lately.
Yes, they have. 2 out, nobody on. On deck, Jim Sundberg. Here's Sparky's first pitch, and it's right in their strike call.
Of course, tonight the Yankees did get a little help from the Rangers infield.
Yep. Just inside 1-1. And on this last winning streak of the Yankees, every time they got a break, they've taken advantage of it. Ball popped to shallow right. Piniella comes in. Lou is there and makes the catch. So Sparky Lyle sets them down 1-2-3. Nice easy inning for Lyle. At the end of 6 1/2, the Yankees 6 and the Rangers 5.
Yes, it's the time to say yes. At John Chrysler Plymouth Dealer.
In its first year on the market, Plymouth Volare was chosen as Motor Trend magazine's Car of the Year. But with the cleanup deal you can get on Volare right now, you'll probably call it the bargain of the year. Plymouth Volare.
Yes, yes, it's the time to say yes. At John Chrysler Plymouth Dealer.
And right now you can get a cleanup deal on any one of the 3 Volare models, like the 4-door Volare Sedan, America's roomiest compact sedan, Volare Wagon, America's roomiest compact wagon, and the good-looking Volare Coupe. So what do you say to that?
Yes, yes, it's the time to say yes. At John Chrysler Plymouth Dealer.
Get your year-end clearance deal at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
At the end of 5 innings, Minnesota has a 2-0 lead over the Baltimore Orioles. That's a score that I'm sure Yankee fans everywhere are interested in. And this weekend, the Yankees will be playing the California Angels here at the stadium. Ed Figueroa, who has won 15 and lost only 6, will be pitching against his former teammates Friday night. 8 o'clock ball game. Don Kirkwood will go for California. Then on Saturday night, the Yankees will send Doc Ellis out against Gary Ross. And on Sunday, that day, a good pitching matchup. Catfish Hunter for the Yankees and Frank Donata for the California Angels. Weekend series with California. Night games Friday and Saturday and an afternoon game Sunday, which will be bat day with a Little League bat for every fan 14 and under. Nope.
Hi, Frank, and a big hand for Roy White, who's had a big night, a homer and a double, scored twice, driven in 3 runs. Roy hitting .273, and Hogan's pitch is right down the middle, strike call. Roy also has a stolen base in the ball game. He hit the home run and the double, batting right-handed. And the pitch inside, 1-1.
What you were going to say, he stole the base batting left-handed.
Well, they put the stats in that way. The 1-1 delivery. Roy was running up to bunt. The pitch is high and outside, 2-1.
You got a pretty good idea there. Danny Thompson was playing him fairly deep.
All right, Thompson does move in at third now a little bit. And the 2-1 pitch inside, ball 3. Roy leads the Yankees base on balls with 63. Got a count of 3-1 on him right now. On deck, Thurman Munson. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Bounce foul outside of first base into the crowd.
Depending on what Amos Otis and Billy North do, and Mickey Rivers, perhaps later in the ball game, Roy has taken over the league lead in runs scored. He now has 79 with 2 runs scored tonight.
And the Yankee fans chanting, go, go, go. The payoff pitch. It's deep to right, but foul. Way back in the upper deck. Roy got around on 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Big cut, lost his helmet, and went down swinging. First strikeout for Hagen, and the batter now, Thurman Munson. Thurman struck out, bounced to third, then got a big base hit to drive in a run in the fifth inning. Also scored in that big fifth inning when the Yankees picked up 5 runs. Yankees lead at 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, nobody on. On deck, Lou Piniella. Hagen kicks, delivers, and Thurman running up to bunt takes it high and outside. Ball 1. Hagen is the third Ranger pitcher of the night. Umbarger started. Craig Skoke came in for a little while. A bouncer over the pitcher's head. Harrah comes in, gets a big hop, and throws Munson out there at 2 away. That'll bring up Lou Piniella, who helped set up the go-ahead run in the 5th inning when he singled Munson to third. And then Thurman scored on the base hit by Chris Chambliss. Ball 1. The 1-0 delivery is right in there. Strike call, 1-1. Hagen's 1-1 pitch is over the inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. That was a good forkball by Hagen. He's got a dandy. Piniella talking with the plate umpire, Don Denkinger.
You know, one thing, Scooter, between them, Lou Piniella and Oscar Gamble, who platoon in right field, have 131 base hits.
Not bad. The RBIs between them got to be pretty good for one man. High fly to straightaway center. Clines moves back, is under it, and makes the catch. So the Yankees go down in order, and at the end of 7 full innings, it's the Yankees 6 and the Rangers 5.
When happy days seem very far, you're greater than you think you are. Something else that shaky, the greatest thing for everyone. You're something else that's shaky, you've got very fun.
Some say Shakey's is a state of mind. Like if things aren't going your way, and you go to Shakey's, and suddenly everything seems better. It's the Shakey's combination of family sharing and the greatest pizza to enjoy. Shakey's, just south of the Latham Circle, where you're something else at Shakey's.
You're something else that's shaky, the greatest thing for everyone. You're something else that's shaky, you've got very fun. You're something else that's shaky, the greatest thing.
Well, Scooter, we're talking about Piniella and Gamble. Between them, 131 base hits, and you asked how many RBIs?
Yeah.
68.
68, not bad. Not bad at all.
You see on the scoreboard, Minnesota maintains a 2-0 lead over Baltimore through 6 innings of play. Philadelphia beat Montreal 5-4. That's a final. Cincinnati, Port Atlanta won a final, and Pittsburgh 12, San Francisco won a final score this afternoon. Cardinals lead San Diego 5-3 in the 8th inning. Mets and the Dodgers playing out on the West Coast.
All right, Frank. Jim Sundberg to lead it off. He's bounced to third, struck out, and bounced to short. Sparky Lyle on the mound. We're in the top of the 8th. And the pitch inside, ball 1. Gene Clines on deck, and he's had a perfect night. A triple and 3 singles. Sparky's pitch, swing, and a miss, 1-1. again. And a foul off his foot. Oh, that hurt. Hit it hard and bounced down the third base line. Sundberg walking it off a little bit. And Denkinger will dust home plate slowly. Give him a little time. Ball and 2 strikes on the Ranger catcher. Sundberg hitting .215. Guarding that line. No doubles right now, and the pitch is fouled down the right field line, back out of play. Youngster's in shape. He ran a long ways for that foul ball in the upper deck. Again, the 1-2 pitch. Bounce foul outside of third.
Hey, kid with a club down there in the box seats got that one.
Boy, that's the place to bring the glove. Not only to get fouls, but protect yourself on those line drive fouls. Sparky kicks, delivers a foul back on the screen, out of play. Fun to hear the crowd. The ball goes back. Sticks a fish net out trying to grab it, almost has it, then loses it. The pitch is fouled off the shin guards of Elrod Hendricks. Sundberg staying alive. Nobody out, nobody on. In the top of the 8th, the Yankees in front 6-5. Rangers had jumped off to a 5-0 lead at the end of 2 innings, knocking Kenny Holtzman out. The Yankees picked up 1 in the 3rd, 5 in the 5th. The kick and the pitch hit deep to left field. It's going to be close. White back by the wall. He can't get it. The ball game is tied up. A home run by Sundberg. His 2nd home run of the year. And what a big one that is. And we got a tie ball game. He bounced a low slider. Roy White climbing the wall, but he couldn't reach it. And we're all tied at 6-6. Why baseball is such a great game? When you least expect something, it happens. Now Gene Clines, 4 for 4. Triple, 3 singles, he scored twice.
The first hit off Sparky Lyle, too.
Yep. Pitch to Clines is over, strike 1 call. So now the pitchers of record are Lyle and Hargan. There's a ground ball to second base. Bad hop, but Randolph has it and throws to first. Willie looked back to where his foot had slipped and almost lost Gene Clines at first, but he did get him. 1 away. That brings up Toby Harrah. Toby's 2 for 4. Singled twice, scored a run, and has driven in 2. Hitting .264. And the pitch is high, ball 1.
Billy Martin has left-hander Grant Jackson up and throwing now in the Yankee bullpen.
Sparky kicks, delivers, it's in there, strike called, 1-1. Sundberg must have fouled off 5 pitches before hitting that home run. The 1-1 pitch, no, it's in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Mike Hargrove. Bouncing ball is short. Stanley gets a nice hop. And a good throw. They have Harrah. 2 men out. Hargrove is 3 for 4. He has doubled twice, singled, struck out, scored a run, and driven in 2. Batting .301. Pitch to Hargrove. Bouncing ball to second. Willie Randolph has it and throws him out. So after the leadoff homer by Sundberg, Sparky gets 3 ground balls. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 7 1/2, the Rangers 6 and the Yankees 6.
Well, here's the word for all fans holding coupons from the July 11th Jacket Day. Jackets will be here at Yankee Stadium the week of September 1st, and you can redeem your coupon for your jacket by presenting it at the Yankee Stadium advance ticket window. Now, once again, bring your coupon to the advance ticket window anytime starting September 1st. Windows will be open all day, and jackets will be available to coupon holders at all times beginning September 1st. And a reminder, too, that due to the demand, there will be a second Jacket Day staged by the Yankees, and that will come up on September 12th.
All right, Frank, Chris Chambliss has singled, bounced at first, singled again, driven in a run, and stolen a base. Hagen's pitch gets off the end of the glove and rolls back, ball 1. Chambliss now with 81 runs batted in. 6-6 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Hagen kicks, delivers a high fly, didn't get all of it. Clines waving everybody away and makes the catch. Crowd screams, and we'll pause for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
Carrying all New York Yankee baseball games. Your official Yankee baseball station. The all-new 3WD. WWWD. Schenectady.
Graig Nettles. Graig has fly to center, line to first, and popped to second base. Time is called. Something was thrown out on the field. Let's see. Danny Thompson picking it up. Looks like a softball. How do you like that? On deck is Elrod Hendricks. Pitch to Nettles, way inside, almost hit him, ball 1. Steve Hagen, the big right-hander, his pitch is in there, strike called, 1-1. And a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. All right, Nettles steps back in the box. Hagen into the windup. And the pitch is fouled back upstairs and out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Nettles. Now the wind's starting to blow. Really kicking up. Beautiful, cool evening it's been. And the 1-2 pitch foul, he threw him that forkball, and Graig just got a piece of it. Nettles hitting .242. Graig starting to hit those home runs now. 19 homers and 64 runs batted in. Again, the 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. Winds again. And a drive to deep right field. Burroughs back by the wall. And he's going to make the catch. I told you that wind started to kick up and took a home run away from Nettles. Burroughs had gone back against the wall. At one time the ball was over the seat. Wind blew it back in, and Burroughs was able to make the catch. Oh, man, that wind kicked up just at the wrong time, Frank.
Yes, it sure did. You mentioned it just had started. Graig had been up 2 minutes sooner.
batting 168 on the year, takes a pitch outside ball one. As the Yankees hitting .235. He has 2 doubles, 3 homers, and 7 runs batted, and a foul back upstairs and out of play. 1-1. Willie Randolph. Pitch is hit deep to right field. This one, if it stays fair, is gone. And up a deck foul ball. Oh, Elrod really got into that one. 6 rows deep in the upper deck. And just foul. And that brought the crowd to their feet. Now to have a little chat with Hargan. Nettles just missed a home run. And now Hendricks just misses a home run. One ball, 2 strikes on Elrod. And the pitch line to right field in for a base hit. Burroughs over, one-hands it, and Hendricks is on with a 2-out single. Off Hargan since he came on the ball game. First man to get on base against him. Here's Willie Randolph. Willie has bounced to short, single to left, and trying to bunt foul to the catcher. Stretch by Hargan. Pitch to Randolph. Oh, beautiful play by Sundberg to save a wild pitch and an advance by Hendricks. He backhanded one in the dirt. Again, the pitch in there this time, 1-1. Batting .262. Quick throw to first, but Hendricks was only off 1 step. The kick and the pitch bounced to short. Harrah flips to the second baseman Randle for the 4th play. And that's all for the Yankees. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left at the end of 8. The Rangers 6 and the Yankees 6.
Did you know that there are thousands of Americans who are giving their time, energy, their hearts in many ways to help the community? These men and women, 60 or older, are action volunteers serving in the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, foster grandparents, and the Senior Companions Program. They're keeping alive the great American tradition of people helping people. And for that, folks, we thank you.
Yankee tickets by mail. Lower and loge box seats are $5.50. Upper boxes are $5. Lower reserved seats $4.50, and upper reserved are $4. To order by mail, make your check or money order payable to New York Yankees. Add 25 cents to cover postage and handling, and mail to Ticket Director, New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York 10451. That is Ticket Director, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York 10451. Please remember to add 25 cents to your total order to cover handling and mailing charges.
All right, Frank. Jeff Burroughs will lead it off here in the top of the 9th. We're all tied 6-6. Burroughs has struck out, popped to first, and walked twice. low, ball one. Jim Fregosi on deck. Sparky's 1-0 pitch is lined to left field. Roy White coming on. He can't get it. Has to play it on one hop. And a good play by Roy. That ball could have skipped by him for a double or a triple. Burroughs opens the top of the ninth with a single to left center.
Dave Moats is going to go down to run for Burroughs at first base to get some speed on the bases. Jim Fregosi will be the batter. The last two times Fregosi was up, he came up with the bases loaded, struck out once and popped up once, so he's sort of frustrated right now.
Yes, and the time before that, he left 2 men on base, so in his last 3 times up, he had left 8 men on base. All right, Moats, as Frank told you, running for Burroughs. Squares to bunt, takes it high, ball one, with Nettles and Chambliss charging in. Moats, by the way, has stolen 5 bases, been caught stealing twice. Fregosi looks down at third base coach Jackie Moore. Moats leads away. And Fregosi squares and bunts foul. Oh, almost nicked Elrod Hendricks. Elrod. He started to charge out, and the foul just missed his left ear. Chambliss holding the bag against Moats. Time had been called, so Sparky steps back, gets a little rosin. To go. Stretch by Lyle. And the pitch outside, he was ready to swing away on that one. It's 2-1. Nobody out in the top of the ninth, all tied 6-6. Nettles is in on the grass at third. Stretch by Sparky. Throw to first base. But Moats is back. Ready again. Throws to first again. Moats back. Stretch by Lyle. His pitch, and Fregosi bunts to first base. Chambliss up. Started for second. Throws to first to Randolph for the out. So the sacrifice is successful. 3-4, but moving to second base is Moats. Up Tom Grieve, who singled in the first inning to drive in a run, struck out, bounced to short, and fly to center after that. Elrod Hendricks out to talk with Sparky. On deck, Lenny Randle and Danny Thompson to follow, and they're going to put him on. Intentional walk. So while he's walking him, Frank, we might have some scores.
Scooter, the Minnesota Twins have just scored 2 runs in the 7th and now lead Baltimore 4-0 at the end of 7. That's Dave Goltz over Jim Palmer right now. Boston and Chicago are in the bottom half of the 7th inning at Comiskey Park, with the White Sox leading 3-2. The California Angels scored a run in the top half of the 10th inning. The Tigers are batting now in the bottom half of the 10th, with California leading 4-3. Ryan and Vern rule there. Cleveland and Kansas City are scoreless at the end of 6. And at the end of 5 innings, Milwaukee holds a 1-0 lead over Oakland. Jim Slayton pitching against Vida Blue. That Cleveland-Kansas City game, Dennis Eckersley opposing Al Fitzmaurice. Billy Martin has been out to the mound to talk to Sparky Lyle and Elrod Hendricks. Game that was called in the 7th inning this afternoon. Pirates beat the Giants 12-1. Other National League scores in the bottom half of the 9th now. Let's see, we'll scratch that one because we have an incomplete score and double check it. Cincinnati leads Atlanta 4-1 in the bottom half of the 9th.
All right, Frank, the pitch to Randle is on the inside corner, strike one call. at first and second, one out. We're all tied 6-6 in the top of the ninth. Sparky's next pitch is popped up into center field. Mickey Rivers is under it. Coming in now. Makes the catch. Fires the ball into Stanley, and the runners hold. There are 2 out. And the batter now, Danny Thompson. Thompson has walked and scored, struck out, fly to center, and fly to right. Thompson batting .228. Off second, and the pitch is fouled down the right field line back into the seats. Grieve back to first, Moats back to second. 2 men out.
How do you feel that Moats gets a long lead off second base?
He does.
He could score easily on a base hit, or so it would appear.
Rivers is very shallow in center, as is Piniella in right. Roy White fairly deep in left. The pitch is high, and Hendricks bluffs the throw down to second base. He is getting a big lead down there. But Stanley and Randolph don't want to give away too much of their position. Danny Thompson punches that ball. He's not a power hitter. Right-hand batter chokes up on the bat. 1-1 delivery. High, 2-1, and Hendricks wants time, wants to go out and talk with Sparky. One strike. The count on Thompson. 2 out and 2 on. Rangers have 12 hits. The Yankees have 10. All right, Lyle to the belt. His pitch swing and a miss at a high slider. It's 2-2. Sparky got away with one there. Up around the letters. The slider is usually down and in. The count is even. Lyle ready. And the pitch. Fly ball center field. Rivers is right there. And Mickey makes the catch, and Lyle gets out of another jam. No runs, a base hit, no errors. 2 men left at the end of 8 1/2. The Rangers 6 and the Yankees 6.
Fairchild has designed a new digital timepiece just because. Truly slim and uniquely designed with her in mind. It tells the hour, minute, seconds, month, and date, all at the touch of a button. It may not be her birthday or your anniversary, but just because she is that special person. So why not surprise her with a digital timepiece from Fairchild? Pick the Fairchild that fits her best. Because.
That AMCO is big. The world's biggest transmission specialist. With over 525 service centers in the US of A and Canada. So no matter where you go, from New York to LA, from Ontario to Texas, AMCO's got you covered. Nobody else is that big. Nobody. So if you have trouble with your car's transmission, you can usually get 1-day service from AMCO Transmissions. AA MCO. The big guys.
Dave Moats, who ran for Jeff Burroughs, stays in the ball game to play right field. The Yankees have Fred Stanley to lead off, then Mickey Rivers and Roy White, as this tied-up ball game 6-6 goes to the bottom half of the 9th inning.
All right, and Fred Stanley has popped to first, reached on an error, and that was the only error of the ball game, but a big one, a big break for the Yankees. Stanley later scored in that inning and then bounced to short. Fred 0 for 3, batting .271. Bottom of the 9th, all tied, 6-6. Steve Hagen gets the sign from Sundberg. And the pitch to Stanley is right down the middle, strike call. On deck, Mickey Rivers. Hagen's next pitch is just inside, 1-1. pitched against Stanley. The pitch bouncing ball in the hole, and Harrah backhands off balance throw wide, and Stanley has himself an infield single starting off the bottom of the ninth inning. Harrah tried to throw that ball in the dead run going towards third base, way wide of the mark. An infield hit for Stanley. And the batter now, Mickey Rivers, who has singled, bounced to short, bounced to second twice. Mickey has driven in a run tonight. Rivers with 57 runs batted in on the year. Big huddle out on the mound with Sundberg, Hagen, and Harrah. Now let's see what Billy Martin's going to have Rivers do. Stanley at first. Nobody out. All tied 6-6, bottom of the ninth. The stretch, and Rivers squares and bunts. Foul ball. Sundberg grabbed that ball, but he was just foul when he grabbed it. Stanley slid into second. He'll go back. And Rivers will come back again. Stanley's still standing at second base. But the plate umpire called it foul. The second base umpire now, Dale Ford, asking what it was, and now he tells Stanley to go back. And Billy Martin's having a chat with Mickey Rivers, telling Mickey what he wants him to do rather than getting the sign from Dick Hauser. In a situation like this, that's not all bad.
You know, Mickey Rivers has only had 2 sacrifice hits all year.
Ow.
It's strange.
It is. Really strange.
Yeah, that's very true. Bill Gaines said the reason for that is he usually beats them out, but that may be very true. All right, here's a final score, Scooter, while we're waiting. Philadelphia beat Montreal 5-4. Still waiting for the final on Atlanta and Cincinnati.
How about San Diego?
San Diego and St. Louis are in the ninth inning, with St. Louis leading by a score of 5-4. Randy Jones pitching for San Diego, trying to get his 20th win.
All right, the huddle is broken up, and Rivers steps back in the batter's box. Stanley with a short lead off first. Hagen sets, and Mickey tries to push the ball by the third baseman Thompson, who was creeping in, and fouls it off. 0-2. I think this is when Rivers is the toughest to pitch to, when he's got 2 strikes on him. Because he's just slapping at anything that he can reach. Nobody out. Hagen to the belt. Pitch to Rivers, and it's low, ball 1. Nice scoop by Sundberg. Thompson continues to play in on the grass at third base. Harrah and Randle have shortened up. And Hargrove holding the bag against Stanley. Hagen sets. His pitch is lined right at the swat up. Play by Harrah. Holy cow, a diving one-hand grab. He hit the ground hard and jarred his neck. But Stanley very alertly got back to first base. That was a bullet that Rivers hit. Great play by Toby Harrah. 1 out, and now Roy White, the batter. Roy is 2 for 4, a homer and a double, 3 runs batted in, scored twice, and has stolen a base. On deck, Thurman Munson. Roy batting .272. Time is called. Piece of paper blowing right in front of White just as Hagen was ready to pitch, and very alertly Don Denkinger called time. White picks it up, puts it in his pocket. Stanley leads off first. Pitch to White, inside, ball 1. Hagen struck Roy out last time up. Right-hander sets. off the rubber. But Stanley didn't move. Ready again. And the pitch is over the outside corner, 1-1. One man out, 6-6 to score. Bottom of the ninth. Outfield straight away on Roy White. Hagen ready again. His pitch is high, 2-1. Hagen's throwing that ball hard. And remember, he's got that good forkball. He checks the sign. Looks at Stanley. And delivers to the plate. It's just a little bit outside. Hagen a little upset with that call. It's 3-1. Well, the Yankees have a choice now. They could run Stanley. He leads away. Doesn't go, and the pitch is hit deep to right, but foul. Roy getting around on a fastball again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sundberg goes out every time a long foul is hit, or a long fly ball. Sundberg goes out there. Not a bad idea. Doesn't strike out that much. So let's see if they're going to send Stanley 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stretch by Hagen. He's not going, and the ball is hit deep to right field. Way back, way back. That ball is out of here. Holy cow, a 2-run homer by Roy White. His second home run of the ball game. And the Yankees 2 nights in a row have won it with 3-inning home runs. The final score, the Yankees 8 and the Rangers 6.
I want a beer like no other beer. I'm shaped for people. I want flavor that won't disappear. I'm shaped for people.
Consistency makes a great beer. And Schaefer's consistently great tasting because Schaefer's brew the old world way. Kreuzening, we call it. Since 1842, Kreuzening, the extra step of brewing twice, has kept Schaefer consistently fresh and crisp, consistently great tasting beer after Schaefer beer.
I want a beer like no other beer. I'm shaped for people. A Schaefer beer goes straight to your thirst. Your last one tastes as good as your first. Go out and get a Schaefer and be Schaefer people too. Go out and get a Schaefer and be Schaefer people too. Well, the dramatic finish again for the New York Yankees. The 9th-inning home run wins the ball game tonight. Just as Graig Nettles won last night's ball game, tonight it is Roy White. And what a night he had. 2 home runs and a double. 5 runs batted in. Fans staying right here cheering as the center field scoreboard shows the replay on the Roy White game-winning home run. The Yankees have swept the series from the Texas Rangers and wind up season Yankees go to Syracuse tomorrow afternoon for the 4 o'clock exhibition game. They're back here Friday night, Saturday night, and bat day Sunday afternoon